Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's I, Dragonseance. Some people call me washed up. Some people call me clan leader. All these things are true. But that's not why you're here today. You're here today for the one and only, the God King, Omid. Are you there, Omid?
Yes, I am. I am here.
Excellent. Thank you. Take it away.
Wait, you forgot to introduce yourself.
No, I need no introduction.
Okay. Well, let me introduce... God fucking damn it. You're so trash at this. Alright, let me introduce you to my guest, my boy, rank 5, God Skiller ITrolledU. I couldn't come up... Dude, I was expecting you to do the introduction, so I couldn't... I couldn't come up with anything.
Dude. Can I talk yet?
Yeah.
No. What?
No?
Yeah.
What the
What?
heck?
Okay.
Why not?
Hello, guys.
Alright, we've had him on before, but I think this is a suitable one to bring him back on. We're going to be mainly talking about archaeology and previous skill releases, so let's get right into it. Let's talk about previous skill releases. So, what skill was the first one you guys were like actively playing for?
Hunter.
You were actively playing? Like I was free to play when Hunter came out. I remember seeing the login screen change. So I was like, what the heck is this?
I was like a day 2 members kind of guy.
Oh, really?
Actually, at the time, it was pretty... Yeah, well, I paid on the phone, and my parents didn't know.
I mean,
so
everyone
was a day 2
paid
members
on the phone back then. But, yeah. And then summoning was probably the skill where I was playing, but I didn't, like, race for it or rush it. But I did participate in it. What about you, Ken?
It was summoning for me. I mean, I think when Hunter came out, like, I had played, but I was, like, not playing at the time. So, like, I didn't actually play during the skill release. But yeah, definitely summoning I was playing.
Did you guys like train it a lot? Did you guys get the first-hand experience when everyone was rushing it, or what? Because it was a combat skill as well, so it's a huge thing. Because people, like a lot of people, were at 126, and 126 was a pretty impressive feat to, like, combat level 126 was pretty impressive back then. Like not everyone had it.
So the interesting thing about it is it was the first skill that was majorly front loaded. So we'll get more into this into archaeology, but you could spend all day and get, 2 XP in summoning, but make a ton of progress because you're just charm collecting. Yeah. So it was very difficult to tell where people were at. And that's what struck me the most was somebody different would be rank 1.
Yeah, like, you're right, day. Actually. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so it was very weird as far as skill releases go to not be able to tell if you were doing well, if you were doing poorly.
Yeah.
And I imagine
I kind of like that though, because it's unpredictable.
I like it too. And it makes
it's like invention.
Yeah.
Yeah, invention to a degree. Yeah, when someone siphoned a whole bank worth, and disassemble a whole bank worth, and you just get like 50 mil XP, you're like, okay, well, Yep. So we don't have skills are being released like every year, from Hunter to Invention, right? But then we had a 2.5 year gap, and now we've got Archaeology. How do you guys feel about that? Do you guys prefer it being every year, or do you guys mind the gap, or no?
I'll let you go first, Ken.
I think it's probably a bit too long of a gap, to be honest.
Yeah.
I prefer more skills. Like, I think new skills are like, even though like I'm mostly PVM these days, like skilling is like essential to RuneScape, and I think that like for the players that have completed so much content, like having a new skill every, I don't know, like a year is fine if they could actually.
I think a year is good.
That. Yeah.
So here's
a good idea.
I agree that it feels too long, because if you've already done so much on your main PVMing and also on your Iron Man PVMing, the game can feel like it's stagnated a little bit without something as hefty as a new skill. But on the other side of the coin, it's like eventually they're gonna be, you know, reaching at ridiculous skills, right?
Yeah, that's
so
true, yeah.
archaeology is one that I've wanted for like almost a decade. But what is after archaeology? Like eventually it's going to be hard to come up with something that is original and isn't already fulfilled by something else within the game.
Elite skills.
So we might get into that a little bit more. I agree that elite skills are probably the way to go, but you try to think of something new. Right?
Yeah, but that's the thing with elite skills. It doesn't necessarily have to be like brand new. So stemming to skills.
But if the reward space and the gameplay is already occupied by something else, it's not as impactful. I mean,
archaeology, so, like, the rewards are very similar to invention in a sense, right? Where you have like a limited like amount of benefits that you can apply. It's kind of like,
I mean, you can make as many gizmos as you want and as many.
Yeah, but you can only wear it. I mean, you can have as many relics as you want.
So I agree.
There's a cap.
I think they both have their place, and thematically they're kind of similar. But try to think of something new, right? Sailing. Sailing is kind of new, right?
Yeah, or
like exploration.
Well, I'm thinking like gameplay.
You just go to different an exploration skill.
Yeah. I'm thinking mostly like rewards and gameplay. Like so.
Yeah, so like if you looked at something, say like animal husbandry, right? already exists in farming.
I mean, yeah, it does.
Like necromancy already exists in magic, already exists in summoning. It would just be, oh, now I can summon dead things and it's a new skill. That's weird. Like,
but you'll be able to summon like 20 zombies. That all use like barge on your target.
Dude, were you just complaining about your CPU like blowing up? Like, you want to have 20?
Dude, imagine like 20 zombies, and they have like a set revolution, and they all have like barge as their first. So whenever you target a character, an NPC, they all just like barge to the character. Imagine just like 20 zombies, just like. All jumping on one target.
Are you hoarding all of England's cough syrup? Because
what the
so I've thought about it at length. Like, what is a unique skill that would fulfill a unique reward space? And I've honestly only thought of exploration, which, you know, sailing could be a component of, or, you know, just like a separate kind of same idea, and barding. A lot of games, especially like Final Fantasy games, have barding, where like you give your teammates buffs.
Supports, yeah.
It's like a support role.
Support skill.
Or a support skill.
Okay, imagine a dedicated support skill.
Yeah. I mean, there already are support skills, right? Thieving, agility, blah, blah, blah.
No,
but
I meant
barding
combat
would be
support.
Skills, right? Or siren?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. They're like pseudo support, but...
Wait, what are?
I'm just saying what they're labeled.
Like ruler skills?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of spells are support based. Yeah. But imagine a whole... And summoning is kind of a support as well. Yeah. But imagine like a whole skill dedicated to just supporting. That can be pretty OP. I mean, look how strong Intercept is, for example. It's pretty damn strong.
Stacking buffs gets strong very quickly. But that's honestly the only two I've been able to think of personally. So I think it would be hard for them to come up with a new skill and develop a new skill every year that wouldn't feel repetitive or wouldn't, you know, make something that's already in the game less worth doing. Personally,
I feel like that's
2 years is probably okay from here on out.
I disagree. I prefer it being more regular, but obviously I don't.
Like they could think of something like, I don't know, like how many you have to think of, like. Well, I guess it's probably not comparable, but like I'm thinking like League of Legends, like how long did they release a champion every? I don't know how often it was, but it was like really often, and they got like how many champions do they have now? Probably like 200 or something. I guess it's like not really comparable, but like my thinking is like game developers will think of something if they have to. I mean, I guess it's best not to force it, but
yeah. So I just look at it like you look at like D&D or something, and you try to look at every single possible like fantasy gameplay element, and there's not a lot that RuneScape doesn't touch upon that would also have enough meat to it to be a skill, right?
So I feel like there's a lot of like opportunities for skilling, dude.
Can you name 5?
Necromancy, engineering, Okay, how about I just Google? Okay, how about this?
You mean magic and invention?
Okay, I'm not saying that they're vastly different to existing skills. Like these are mostly elite skills, but elite skills are still skill. I'm saying elite skills is like the future.
Right. I would say it's less worth putting all the dev time into a brand new skill when you could just spend 1/3 of the time and put all the same content into an existing skill.
Oh, I disagree. I think there being a brand new skill and new unlocks is exciting.
I didn't say there wouldn't be new unlocks. How do you guys feel? Too similar, it won't have an identity.
How do you guys feel? Invention has what requirements? What level requirements?
80.
Is it 80?
80 crafting, smithing, and...
How do you guys feel about that? Because I think those levels are ridiculous. Is it? Wait, let me look.
I thought it was divination, smithing, craft. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What you think that's ridiculous?
80 crafting, divination, smithing. Too high. I personally don't think. Like, I mean,
that's what makes it elite.
No, I think what makes it elite is that it stems off those skills. I don't think the restriction is necessary. The only reason that they have that restriction is so it's not too confusing for new players. Like, they don't want a new player coming in and try. But I don't think invention is actually that complicated.
It's much. Look at woodcutting and then look at invention.
Okay. Well, I don't think that 80. I think 80 is way too high. I think like maybe 20.
Didn't they say they weren't going to do any more elite skills?
Yeah, but
they said there's no plans to do any more, yeah. So, I take it you're disappointed in that.
Yeah,
I know Omid is.
Wait, I don't know. Like, what is the draw to a elite skill as opposed to a normal one? Like, I don't know. To me, it's just another skill, personally, but...
It stems off existing skills and has like aspects of those existing skills in them, right?
So thematically it's related, right? So you craft gizmos, you incorporate them in your armor,
and they're generally
divination charges them.
Yeah. I just don't care if it's elite or normal, I guess, personally.
Yeah.
I just think it's easier to come up with elite skills, and that's why I mentioned.
I'd agree. I'd absolutely agree. So, like, necromancy would be magic, summoning, prayer. Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
I can see stuff like that, yeah.
I think it would, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. It would be much easier to come up with an elite skill than it would to be to come up with a brand new skill that has an identity and is big enough to exist in RuneScape. Because you could make one-off things, right? But those one-off things are better suited as activities and not spending the dev time to make a whole skill. But that's okay. Like leatherworking, right? Crafting already exists. Like it could be different, but it's not different enough, nor is it big enough.
I feel like at this point you can't just make a bank standing or like a bank standing artisan skill or a just like
simple gathering
skill like divination. That's why divination was so unpopular, right? Is because it's very simple and boring. Well, I think most people didn't like divination on release, right?
I think most people are allergic to skills that are under 200k an hour.
I mean, the thing that I felt that they could have done that would have been easy from my perspective would be like to give some kind of differentiation between like the plots. Like they were all the same color on the release.
They were all the same color.
And I was just I was like, could you have not like changed the color when you moved from spot to spot? Like they did
it like 4 years later.
4 years later. And I was like, maybe
once nobody trained it anymore.
maybe it would have taken a lot of like dev time, but I felt like that was the easiest thing that they could have done that would have made like a huge impact for most people. I wouldn't care, but I was just surprised that they didn't do that. I was just like, really?
So we did go over it when we were talking to Ryan, why most people didn't like divination. And it was because of it's AFK, but it's not. Aspect of it. Right. Like it was impossible to predict how much effort it was going to take. And
it was very RNG.
RuneScape is very much either lean forward or lean back, right? So you can watch Netflix and you can just get XP. And it's kind of like the most involved idle game in the world. Or it's lean forward and you're doing like your try hard activities, your tick manipulations, your PVM, stuff like that. So I think it was just too equidistant, right? It was right in the middle, and people don't like that. So yeah, that's my contention.
All right, so let's go into the dungeoneering release, because we were all... I think Ken, you were playing hardcore when it was released, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Gunnar did a lot of dungeoneering together, actually.
We did.
Really?
We did.
You DG'd with this trash can? How'd you bear with him, dude? I stopped DGing with him because he was trash.
Omid's toxic.
No, I'm toxic because everyone dies and you're like fishing because you don't want to die.
No, I was fishing because I wanted fishing XP.
This absolute... Dude, But, yeah, so we were all playing like ridiculous hours, I think, when DG was released.
Those were the
So
days.
how'd you guys feel about the initial release of DG?
Loved it.
Actually, I wasn't playing during the release.
Oh, really? Okay.
I only played after Occults Plus came out.
Okay, yeah.
Occults?
Yeah.
That's when I started, I think. So I didn't play on release, technically.
So, I liked the idea on release, but it had a lot of issues. And there weren't that many flaws. So initially, I didn't like DG that much. Mainly because the people I was DGing with were trash!
I'm ignoring you right now.
Literally, he's doing DG with 4 people who don't want to do any combat and skill. And finish dead ends. Dude, I remember there was a team.
What's more efficient?
I remember there was a team that would clear all rooms, and holy crap, dude, they were like 50-minute floors.
All right, I didn't do that.
Yeah,
I mean the average is like 30. Back
it's
then,
just
right?
if Omid
on the
was
first day, the floors
Block,
were like pretty long. They were like 40-50 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
When no one knew what to do and stuff. But I think DG developed to be one of my favorite skills.
Yeah, definitely.
I like absolutely.
It involves combat, it involves skilling. And
less skilling now though.
If you think about it, like every boss has like a unique mechanic as well.
Yeah.
Like even though like the bosses aren't very difficult or complicated to kill these days, especially like
they introduce players to unique mechanics, which is good.
Yeah, just the initial experience of like dealing with the mechanic and figuring it out was just so much fun. Like just
I also like how it had like such a big skill gap. Like someone that's good at dungeoneering is like way better than someone that's
way
really bad.
better. Yeah, literally like 3 or 4 times like better. Not just like, hey, I'm getting like 10% higher rates because I'm doing this. Like most skilling methods, like DG was crazy, right? Yeah,
I would say that's a sign of good content too. Like not all content has to have a high skill ceiling, but DG rewards you for learning how to do it more efficiently, and it feels better. It feels better to do. You know, back then it was like, can you do a sub 15 large? Then you're good. Then it was a sub 10 large. Then it was a sub 6. So
how do you guys feel about like new skills involving a lot of existing skills? Like DG had every skill in it, right? Invention incorporates basically a lot of skills, including combat. How do you guys feel about that?
I think that's fine. I don't have a problem with it.
I think it's fine as well. I think generally
it's
like
inevitable.
Is it though? I mean, archaeology is completely independent.
Is it ancient summoning?
Okay. It gives rewards. It doesn't have mechanics of summoning and invention in it.
But it's still related to those.
Okay. I'm saying like it uses those existing skills to train.
That's why people call dungeoneering a minigame. Because it didn't have any, like, basically you were training other skills with an end goal of finishing a dungeon. It felt like a mini game to most people, and that's been the meme since it came out.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just saying, like,
so I don't think we'll ever see anything.
You train those skills to progress in DG, right? You train combat and skilling to train invention. You don't train
skilling to get skilling.
No, I'm saying like archaeology is independent. Archaeology, you train archaeology to train archaeology, right? Invention and something are just rewards.
As far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know. But I mean, I doubt it. But yeah. So yeah, I think DG. Wait, what are your favorite skills, guys? Top 3, go.
I'll let Ken go first.
What?
No, Gunner, you go first.
Slayer, DG, Invention.
DG, farming.
Farming?
And Slayer probably. Yeah, love farming.
What the
Farming's
hell?
really good with Poff.
Yeah.
Huh.
You don't like farming?
I mean, I don't mind farming, but it wouldn't be up there. Mine would be pretty similar with Gunners. I think mine would be DG at first, Slayer, then Invention. So I can't believe you put farming up there.
A lot.
Huh?
I think farming's changed a lot. So did you like it pre-Poff or do you like it post-Poff?
Yeah, definitely pre.
What about?
I just like the like scheduling aspect and like I don't know. It's kind of easy. It's not like easy XP, but it's just like
it's satisfying.
You just gradually gain XP over time, and it's just like, yeah, it's pretty. I don't know how to describe it, but I just like the flow of the skill, I guess.
Ken, let me ask you a very personal question.
Okay.
How do you feel about player-owned ports? The best content ever released in RuneScape.
Huh. Let's see. How do I answer that question? I think it's pretty good. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I don't think I'm as crazy about it as you guys are, because I know you guys like love player imports.
Well, I like it. I was
gonna say I think I left.
Like I'm crazy about ports, and I always talk about ports because it's just no one hates it. You know, no one I don't think anyone dislikes it or hates it.
I feel like a lot of people.
I think a lot of people
would dislike it because of the huh?
Only because of the comp rec, though.
Yeah, the trio missions. I think that's the only reason people dislike it, which those people...
Because you're, like, forced to do it.
Yeah,
basically.
Forced,
quote unquote.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think some people are just against that type of gameplay. Like that, I don't want to say idle, but it progresses when you're logged off, so you're kind of gated in how quickly you can do something. I think a lot of people don't like that, but I really do.
I mean,
so,
the thing that they could do with stuff like that, like how many years ago was ports released?
8?
Yeah, so it's been so long, they could just half all the timers, half all the voyage timers. Would that?
Yeah. I mean,
OP?
we're capped.
No.
We send out 2 a day, or it depends how many boats you have permanently. We send out between 1 and 3 a day.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, and it wouldn't matter if they were 17 hours or 8.5 hours or 4 hours. We'd never send out more than 4 a day.
You're the minority, though. Well, we're the minority that send like voyages just for resources. So let's talk about divination. How do you guys feel about divination on release?
I'll let you go first.
I'm not saying anything.
I'll let Ken go first.
Hey, it was kind of cool when the enriched were like desynced. I like that, but then they fixed.
Really, you like that? Enriched? You like the whole hopping and FC?
It like encouraged like community like gatherings, you know?
Man, I did not like hopping worlds like every 30 seconds.
Okay, like in terms of like gameplay, that was kind of bad.
It was wait till far enough after an update where they're desynced enough where every 20 minutes after
and someone had to like keep track of all the staggered and desynced
like RuneSphere.
Yeah.
You do it like commas after. It'd be like 124, 116, 140, 76.
And then there'll be like a noob in a world that starts it too early and it ruins the order. Oh god, dude. I hated that. I hated about everything about divination. I hated the training. I mean the rewards were very lacking. What was there? There was like Sign of Life was the biggest thing, right? And Sign of Death. Was Sign of Death released on launch? Wait.
I don't
know.
Well, that was like the only good thing, right? Even like the what's the life ones called? Restoration. The restoration were like decent, but they weren't like broken. Porters?
They weren't worth releasing.
Wait, no one cared about porters. Wait, who cared about porters on release?
Not on release, yeah.
I mean, even now, porters are porters really that big of a deal?
In 2 days they are.
Okay.
But
segue.
I think I think the biggest thing about div release that stands out to me is how far apart from the rest of the skills that have been released in recent years it is. So you look at something like Invention, you look at Dungeoneering, you look at Summoning. Summoning is almost lossless, right? To get 200 mil Summoning, it really takes you like 1 day on a double XP weekend, not even a day. And Divination is one of the, on release, it was the slowest skill in the game. So
how much was it at like 99? It was like 120 something, right?
113, 115.
Yeah. God.
So
at 99.
Yeah. And then there were a couple buffs and it got up to around 130. But then
how long was like
then Cash came out.
Oh yeah, then Cash came out.
Completely broke the skill.
Yeah.
Completely broke the skill. Why train Divination when you can get an hour's worth in 4 minutes?
God.
And then Hall of Memories. So Hall of Memories is 6 times faster than regular Divination. Why would you do well, now you do it on an alt to make money because Divine charges are 85k a piece.
Yeah.
But
we're mostly just talking about like the launches and like our experiences with them.
But that's why I think it kind of floundered on launch, on release, partially because of the lack of AFK or lack of tryharding. I mean, Chronicle racing though, that was good times.
No, it wasn't. It was just whoever has PID.
Yeah, it was great. So, but that's why it stands out. That's
another gameplay experience that's very fun. You log out for PID for like 10 minutes to get higher PID.
To get Chronicle.
People. I mean, obviously you guys know people did that. People
remember.
Like follow their alt and just log out whichever has higher PID until you like log out 5 times in a row without higher PID, and then you just go do Divination, grab all the Chronicles.
It was nice when they're duplicated. Like everyone that clicked.
Oh yeah, everyone could get it.
You got them the same tick. Yep.
Yeah. And they should have just left it like that. Actually,
they should have left it like that.
Like making it PID, and then
for sure.
And the fact that your Chronicle appears for everyone was kind of.
Yeah.
You know. So the point I'm making is people would get to like level 70 and then levels would be so slow, they'd go back and do other things. And I think besides the people who were racing first to 99, first to, 200 mil, besides the people who were racing, it was very easy to just stop and go do something else. And I feel like that's not like the rest of the skills, right? Where the whole community is kind of wrapped up in something. That's what people do. That's what people are doing. That's what your clan is doing. That's what your friends are doing. Divination, it's like, okay, got, 80, kind of bored, gonna go do something else. I mean, we went hard, but that doesn't mean that most of the population did.
I don't think I went that hard, honestly.
Well, for
I can't remember how I did for Divination. I did rush for 99, but past that, I don't think I did much. 1 sec, I think my stream just died. Oh. All right. Well.
Hello.
Oh my God, we're back. We did it.
I didn't go anywhere. What happened, guys?
Yeah, it was totally us and not your toaster net.
Where'd you guys go?
We basically did the whole podcast. So.
Yeah, we're done.
Oh, really? Yep. Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome. Nobody saw it, but we did it.
So what were we talking about? We were about to talk about Invention, I think, right? Invention release?
Yeah, sure.
I think. We were talking about Divination for quite a while. There was not much to talk about.
Yeah. Invention.
So Invention release was an interesting one. And I don't think this happened with any of the previous skill releases, where it had like constant nerfs.
Yeah.
Right?
I would say that
Divination definitely didn't. I don't think Dungeoneering did.
I mean, Divination did have a couple nerfs, right? Not to get back on the subject, but you could go between
two ticks.
You could 2-tick Divination.
Oh yeah.
Right. And then Summoning didn't really have any nerfs.
Summoning didn't.
I feel like the popularity of streaming kind of like was a catalyst to that, because people like Jagex could watch. Yeah, Jagex could watch streams and they could see what people are doing, and if they thought it was too strong, then they could just nerf it. So.
Yeah, that's what they do. How many things they nerfed? It went from like Corp being really good. No, it went to DKs after Corp, I think.
DKs, yeah.
Then it was. I don't remember. It was like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
I remember Jellyfish being like one of the most annoying ones though. But they were like, Jellyfish were actually broken.
Yeah.
But Corp and DKs weren't that bad, but Jellyfish were actually like busted. Yeah, they nerfed a bunch of stuff. I don't even remember the series of nerfs and buffs actually. It'd be really cool to like see a list, but I wish
they had patch notes, but I don't think they have patch notes for that.
Then they're gonna reveal how much they fucked up on certain rates. But to be fair, it would have been a hard thing to get like perfectly right, too.
Well, I think it's less interesting to look at changes to like numbers, right? They can always change numbers, and that doesn't really mean much. They can make something more XP, less XP. I think it's looking at gameplay and like what they do and don't do. That's a lot more interesting. So like they nerfed the 2-ticking of wisps. Why? Right? We talked about that. It was harder to get them like oriented so that you could do that. Summoning, maybe they should have changed summoning, because it's been called pouch making, tongue in cheek since day one. DG's been called more of a mini game, and what have they done? They've added dungeoneering mini games. So I mean, a lot of people just do it purely from sinkholes now, especially after they nerfed the daily challenges, although those are still pretty good. But I think it's more of the gameplay, how they change that over time. That's interesting. People didn't like Divination as much.
They didn't change anything. Oh, you're talking about... I'm mainly just talking about the initial release.
Well, we were talking about Invention.
Yeah, so Invention didn't have any gameplay changes.
After 2 weeks, would you not call that initial?
Well, that was because of the numbers being nerfed. And buffed.
Right. So if Gizmo making were still the best, it wouldn't matter whether it was twice as fast or 20% less. My point is that it changed the way you train the skill.
Oh, okay. I thought you were referring to the Divination, because Divination actually changed the way you train the skill. Like they nerfed the way you train the skill, whereas Invention was just nerfing the numbers, which in turn changed what you did.
No, but that's a better point than what I was making, so...
But yeah, I thought... So what do you guys think of Invention? A lot of people didn't like most people I talked to, they're like, initial Invention release was trash. Like, it was so empty. The way you trained it was trash. Like, I really liked it. What do you guys think?
I thought it was fun to, like, explore different perks and whatnot. Like, obviously, for us, we were kind of just rushing XP, so... I guess, like, by the time we got 200 mil, like, a lot of it had already been figured out. But, it's still fun to mess around with. I think it was generally a pretty good skill and release.
Do you think there was enough rewards on release?
Batch 2 brought in a lot of them. Batch 2 brought in a lot of
Batch 2 did bring in a lot, but I think for initial release, I thought Invention was pretty damn good.
Yeah, Gizmos... were definitely like massive just by themselves, I feel like.
Yeah.
I always forget what the number is for how much DPS you actually get from Invention.
A lot.
It's a lot. Is it like 15%? Because that's what sticks out in my mind.
I'm not sure.
But anyway, because I've seen some calcs. I've seen some, not trying to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I've seen some calcs for just the difference between all these level 3 perks and the level 4 perks. And it's a lot. So going from nothing to
it adds up
all
to
the
a lot.
biting 3, crackling. Yeah, the roll up is immense.
Yeah.
So I think the rewards were good. one thing I will say about Invention is I like that they were not afraid to make a complicated skill as compared to everything. We talked about this already, but the fact that they were willing to go for it and just make something that not everybody's going to understand immediately, I like. There's a tutorial that's rather lengthy as far as tutorials go, and you actually have to go through either the...
Wait, the tutorial was like 5 minutes, and it was so... That tutorial was the best piece of content that JX have ever made, hands down.
Because if it wasn't, nobody would understand Invention.
That was such an informative and well-written tutorial, honestly.
Right. It is a good tutorial, but what I'm saying is the skill needed a tutorial. You don't need a woodcutting tutorial.
I mean, Archaeology isn't an elite skill, and that's getting a tutorial.
I think Archaeology is the second most complicated skill in the game, from what I've seen.
Yeah, it feels like it has a lot of different parts that you have to
I think DG.
About. DG?
If you're gonna actually do DG, there's a lot. It's not may not be complicated for us
until you find a boss.
It may not be complicated, but like if someone that's been playing RuneScape goes into a DG floor, they're not gonna know any item names, any of the items, anything, right? Everything's
right,
new.
But they get the general idea. Archaeology, it's hard to explain what the general idea is in one sentence.
I mean, yeah, sure. Let me think. What's a complicated skill? What's like not necessarily complicated, but what's like the hard, like what would a new player have the hardest time doing?
Doing or doing well? Because I think dungeoneering is a good
everyone could do
example of that.
Everything, right? At like
I don't think
0.1% pace. Well, you think some people will just be like stumped and not be able to
I think a lot of people will just they just won't do it.
Okay,
so I think there's a lot of people who just don't touch Invention because they don't understand it. I think dungeoneering is easy to do poorly, and I think a lot of people just either struggle their way through it and get poor XP or buy floors. I think to be good at DG is probably the hardest of any of them, but it's also one of the easier ones to be bad at. Invention, it's very hard to do if you don't understand it.
Okay. Dude, I feel like the tutorial is just so good. I don't know. I feel like if you just read the tutorial, you get the gist of it.
You're giving
There's the
problem.
We went into it not knowing anything about Invention. We all read the tutorial and pretty much everything was comprehensive after that. Right? I don't think any of us had any issues understanding how the skill works. Maybe we didn't know what the best training methods were, but we understood the skill just by going through the tutorial. I don't know. We didn't know. Wait, how much did we know about Invention pre-release? Wait, did we know anything?
I wasn't playing that actively at all.
Yeah, you weren't. Ken, do you remember? I don't remember anything.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I don't think they revealed much though, because I feel like I would have remembered that.
I would say they've definitely, from what I recall, because all I did was basically read the news page and log in for holidays because I was, trying to get acclimated to my job. So all I recall is much less information than they've given for Archaeology, if I remember correctly.
Way less. Archaeology, I've never seen them reveal this much about any piece of content.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it's too much. Ken, what's your opinion on Archaeology? Do you think they've shown... I don't know if you've watched everything yet, but do you think they've shown too much, too little?
I prefer them to show less. I think having a bigger surprise factor is better. But I do like I was saying a while ago, it would be cool if imagine if last update they just put out Caradets but not have any of the skilling stuff in it, and you could just explore it. I think it would be cool if they could just drop teasers like that, but maybe that's contradictory statement because I just said that they shouldn't release that much info. But it's just cool, just not actual gameplay mechanics, I guess. So
I think Omid said almost exactly the same thing before about AOD.
Well,
or original Nex.
Original Nex was to me was and will always probably be the most hype update ever, because all they released was a door and some voices behind it, and that was pretty much it. And then bam, like a couple of months later, the boss comes out. Like, that's all we got, and that just like created so much hype and excitement. And they can kind of do that for Archaeology as well. Like, they can like leak like lore related stuff and yeah, but I don't like the amount of information that they've released. All I would want is like a trailer and some small leaks, like what Ken suggested.
I really like their trailer.
Dude, that trailer was so good. Now imagine if they only released that trailer and they didn't do any of the streams and videos. Dude, like, I would really like JX to release a poll. Would you rather us do a bunch of streams and release a bunch of information, or would you just want a trailer and some in-game leaks?
Didn't they just put out a survey?
Did it have that question in?
I didn't say I took the survey.
Okay, well, I'm asking.
But I'm saying, didn't they just put out a survey?
They did, but
I think it was more about the information delivery. Like, do you like that we put this out on the homepage, Twitter, Reddit, Twitch, blah blah blah? I think that was more about it. Yeah.
It was like a communication survey.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, didn't they do one of those recently?
They did. Yeah, I did the first one. I did the first. No, they did one before that. They had sent one out via email before that, and then they released it to everybody. So I don't know. So personally,
what do you guys prefer?
Yeah. Okay. So I would rather have them give less information up until like
how much?
Maybe
though?
A week
Be more
or two
specific.
Maybe the name of the skill.
So name of the skill and...
The name of the skill, and if you need anything that takes a long time to do to participate.
Okay, yeah, like 4K harmonic dust,
before.
I can...
Yeah.
But what about... So would you suggest for invention they would have released, like, the fact that you might need a lot of, like, things to break down? Because that could kind of, like...
affect the economy?
Yeah.
No, I would say
untradables?
Release invention. And you just say you're going to be able to... They can use the word augment. That's fine. Because augment, you can't make money off something you don't know what it is. So they could say, the next skill is called invention. You'll be able to augment your gear, make it more powerful than it's ever been before, period. And that's all they say up until the week leading up to the skill. And then they start showing a little bit in a couple streams before the skill release. And then the day it comes out, you're almost blind. What really irks me, though, is when something comes out and they let the community waste either tons of time or tons of resources on something that they don't have to. So, like, the perk calculator is going to be a big thing for me. If they never release the, like, weightings for the slots 6 through 9 on the gizmos, that will upset me to no end. Because invention is about how much you can sink, like how much of the economy you can disassemble, basically. That's what keeps invention's place within the game and keeps the economy healthy. People are not going to go for Aftershock 4. Well, this is a bad example because it's 100%. People are not going to go for Scavenging 4 if they have no idea what the rate is.
Yeah, they are.
So I think very few people compared to if they knew what the rate was. Personally,
I mean, I think they should release the rates, but obviously not soon after the skills release. No way.
What's soon to you?
I would say 6 months. The 6 month period.
I would say 6 weeks.
No, because the people who are willing to take the risk and actually invest will get it, and the people who are going to play safe...
Or they won't get it, because it's 1 in 1.2 million.
Well, like unlucky, dude. Dude, live on the edge, dude. What can I say? What about you, Ken?
Well, on the whole topic, I
think well, specifically for now, the how long should they wait before releasing the calculator?
Or just more, or like internal information.
Probably in between you guys.
3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll sell it was 3
fair.
months. I was being extreme when saying 6 months. Definitely, yeah.
I wasn't being extreme with 6 weeks. I think that's about right. Because otherwise, you're just letting people waste their time. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Well, the thing is, the thing you have to realize is that most games don't even release information like this.
See, I disagree. Most games you can mine for that exact information from the clients.
I don't. In most MMOs, no.
A lot of MMOs, yes. Or things like Thoughtbot exists for like WoW, so you can get exact rates within like a day of everything that comes out. Always.
Really? I always thought that information was like unknown amongst most MMOs.
No.
But
so I think RuneScape is pretty unique.
So what prevents
we're
RuneScape?
kind of at their whim.
So what prevents like RuneScape from being mined?
I don't think that information is client side. Somebody can correct me. I'm not a technical expert.
Yeah, I don't know.
Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that information is client side. So, yeah. Anyway, so I would prefer more release after the skill comes out, personally.
Okay, so what about you, Ken, in terms of how much they reveal before releasing the skill?
Yeah, I think that they've released a lot, but I also kind of think that they were kind of forced into releasing a lot because like we've been in a content drought for a really long time. So
yeah,
I feel like they were kind of forced to, release bits and pieces of Archaeology over the past couple of months because if they didn't, people were gonna flip out because nothing was happening.
Yeah, I think I actually agree with that because I think the way something like a small teaser will work, if there's a lot of existing players playing the game and they're all happy playing the game, right? But if people aren't happy and people on a content drought, then it's very unlikely for people to get talking and for word of mouth to get through about archaeology, right? But I think once RuneScape settles on this, like the way that the way that they're planning to make content. So what they've been planning to do is they're trying to make content more whole and finished, right? Rather than rushing stuff out. So once that steadies out, I hope that they start cutting down on the amount of information that they release, because I mostly just prefer trailer and a name and that's it. Like that's literally all I want.
Also, releases are getting much more streamlined, right? So they're looking at, there's a team responsible for the small quality of life updates that usually have a huge impact on the game. There's a team responsible for quests. There's a team responsible for XYZ. And I think having sort of those dedicated groups is going, and having a new senior management, let's put it that way. New senior management, I think once they get into a groove, it will be a lot better. But to Ken's point, for the last,
how long has it been?
9 months? 9 months?
Is it 9 months?
I would say for the last 9 months, there's been minimal con.
Well, no,
because there was farming in Herblore, 120 ranch out of time.
Well, so, one piece of content in 9 months?
Right. If you ignore that, it's basically 9 months, I think.
Wait, is that actually been 9 months with no content?
Isn't the last thing land out of time?
Content.
The last big content update?
Yeah.
Besides Herb.
I remember there was literally no content for 3 months. Literally, there was there was bank rework.
Patrick.
After bank rework, there was literally just 9 patch notes in a row, right?
Yeah. Yep. So I think they did need to kind of string the population along to keep people excited. But how much do you guys think current world events are contributing towards this release?
What do you mean,
everybody is quarantined?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's gonna.
I mean, not hardcore quarantined, but everybody's at home.
Yeah, I mean, a lot more people have started playing again.
Yeah, I think it's opportune timing. Tinfoil hats. Coronavirus was an instrument to promote archaeology.
Honestly, I think what a lot of game developers should do is they should give out they should do handouts during this. No,
membership.
That sounds free membership.
7-day free 7-day membership.
Month.
That's a good idea.
A month is a lot, but
okay, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
What's the Twitch Prime one? It's 14 days, right?
Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks. Wait, how about this? you get a month. You get a minimum of 2 weeks, but you get a month if you log in every day post that 2 week period. So you have to log in to keep your membership. Wait, has any game done that before? Wait, I'm selling that idea for $1 million.
I'm sure some game has done it, but that would be
really
that
to
is
keep
a
membership.
Solid idea. That is a solid login.
Selling it for $1 million.
It's too late.
Like
it's out in the
really?
You can't patent that. That idea is out in the world now.
People don't like having to log in daily, right? I mean,
but
that's
to keep your membership.
It doesn't matter if it gets them hooked.
If it gives you free membership, though.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I can't.
That's like psychological shit, dude. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's basically marketing.
Yeah, but
isn't it?
as long as they don't realize.
Yeah. But yeah, they should give out free stuff during this period, like free membership.
I agree.
Yeah.
A lot of games are.
Okay. So. All right, so let's move on to preparations and goals.
Sure.
All right, so we're going to talk about item preparations, and I'm going to put up a screenshot of my bank, Ken's bank, and Gunner's bank on screen for you guys to see, and we're going to talk through why we have what we have. Okay. So why do we have so many skill? Why do we have so many skill chompers? Wait, why do you have one crystal skill chomper?
I'll go into that when it's my turn.
Okay, talk about that.
What?
Yeah.
I thought we were going through item by item.
No.
Starting with you.
We're starting with skill chompers. Why do you have one?
Okay. I sold all mine.
Wait, did you really?
I did.
Wait, for how much? How much?
$54.99.
What? That's $54.99?
Yeah. They're not anymore. I put them in. Let's see. It must have been Wednesday night.
Dude, I got mine for 2K to 2.4K, and I thought I was paying a lot.
So did I, and then I sold them for $54.99.
Holy shit!
And now I'm buying them back.
Wait, that's why are you buying them back at this point?
Because they're buying slow at like 1,500 less than I sold them for.
Christ, dude, you had 1.2 mil of them as well.
I did. And now Jesus. I have one.
I think people might be going a bit overboard on skill chompers, because I think the ratio of GP should be balanced with skill chompers. Like if you have 100 bill, then go for it. Spend like 5 bill on skill chompers. But if you have like 10 bill, like maybe 1 to 2 bill on skill chompers, right? Like even that might be too much, right? Depending on the effect.
So one of the reasons they've kind of crashed in the last couple days is because people watched the tutorial stream and they were looking at the XP drops that Iago was getting while he was doing the tutorial, right? And skill champas work as increased success chance and a percentage of the XP for a success as a failure, right? So like if you're fishing, you get a % of what you would have gotten from catching a fish every time you don't get a fish, right? So people were looking at it and saying, oh my God, skill champas are 1,000 GP per XP. Who's going to spend 2 trillion GP on 200 mil?
The thing with
that's why I sold
them. The thing with your decision is that, well, some people are talking about in chat, I think the reason you did it is because you're not racing, right? If you were racing, you wouldn't make that decision.
So yeah. Just
it's technically like a throw if you're racing, because Gunner has enough money for archaeology supplies, and the amount. I mean, I would say 1.2 mil was probably too much. I wouldn't even say 800k is too much. But
I will say I'm buying 600k right now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm buying half of them back. So we'll end up making a bill for. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. But I was just going to say, for everybody's information, I have a week off of work, and then I go back to work from home for a week, and then I'll be working 60 hours a week again. So I'm not really competing for 200 mil. So
I mean, if you can play at the same time.
Just get it in a week. Get it in a week.
Yeah, just get it in a week.
Yeah, just get it in a week, dude.
Also, the only thing we know about the rate is it's comparable to Div on release, slightly faster.
But it scales to 120.
That's true.
We'll get onto that later, but let's keep talking about the supplies we have. So we have a bunch of notepaper as well. Wait, how good do you guys think skill chompers are going to be? Do you think that they're going to have...
Pretty bad.
Not that good.
Pretty bad.
So we know the token XP. Do you think that is going to have another effect?
I don't want to say.
What do you mean you don't want to say?
I don't want to say.
No, say it. That's the whole...
I'm trying to buy them right now.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
All right. I do think they will give you increased progress towards artifacts.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't.
I mean...
But that's huge. That's huge if you're right.
Yeah, the only thing that's been confirmed is the XP, right?
Yes.
Also, why do skill chompers give bonus XP, but not fellstalks, Torstals don't? Explain.
Torstal incense?
Yeah.
I don't know why they chose to make skill chompers work. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand.
They should not have.
It's not that skill chompers work. It's that Torstals don't work, right? If they make
nothing should work.
Okay, I agree with that. But if they were going to make skill chompers work, they should have also made Torstals work, right? Because they're both consistent.
If they were dead set on skill chompers working,
I mean they are.
Then yes. But
I would say so.
But it should go the other way. I mean, skill chompers just shouldn't work.
I agree.
I think so too, yeah.
No, wise perk and wisdom shouldn't work because they're not consistent. They're dailies. That's why they would never work. That's why they're incomparable to skill chompers and incense. It's because skill chompers and incense can be consistently used.
I was really confused when they said skill chompers could be used because I was like,
I didn't expect that. Yeah.
I wasn't bothering buying them, and then
And then they said that
they were like 2 to 3K each. Now they're 5K apparently.
I initially thought that
4,200.
I initially thought that the skill chompers would also just give an effect, right? Like increase progress to artifact, right? But then they said they
wouldn't get the XP. Yeah.
But then they said they gave token XP as well, and like bonus XP, like woodcutting. I was like, what?
Oh, did they confirm that they have
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure they said that they will work similar to woodcutting. How they work on woodcutting. And woodcutting, all they do is give a is it 10% bonus XP on success and 5% token XP on fail.
So it's increased success rate, right?
Does it have increased success rate on woodcutting?
That might be fishing only.
I thought it was fishing.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I just know that the difference of skill champas and different skills is like massive. Like I think in mining they're like extremely good.
Yeah, mining they're insane.
In woodcutting they're like trash.
Also in mining they're not always used.
Yeah,
that's another thing that
crit. Yeah.
So there's like a chance to do, well not a chance, but there's like a 2-time matic multiplier when you hit 100%. When you hit 100% progress on your guarantee, or not 100, sorry, on the 100% time sprite buff.
Oh, did you see that? So did you see the grayed out stuff below that?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. When you hit 100%, you get a 2 times matic multiplier. So what I'm thinking is that skill chompers work the same way as mining, and they just have a chance of proccing the 2 times multiplier.
Yeah,
but that's probably
that would make sense.
All right, so let's talk about notepaper, porters, just anything that banks. Now, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that you're going to use porters constantly? Okay, here's a question. You're going to have about 1,000 banks in porters per inventory, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think that it'll be worth banking for more porters, or would you rather, after your 1,000 run out, do you just bank at the deposits?
Isn't there banks like on the site?
It depends what level you are.
I think some sites do and some sites don't. Or like when we say site, what does that mean? Does that mean the whole site or like an area, right? Like in some areas.
The dig sites are big.
Yeah, they're big.
I think the time you gain is worth it. I think the time you gain like getting the porters is worth it. Like
really?
It's not. Yeah, and it's gonna be really fast to get back. Like you saw
how
fast in the stream. Yeah, in the stream you could just tele right back.
Yeah, that teleports you to the initial location, but once you get deeper into the sites, I feel like it's going to take you ages.
Yeah,
like
I guess it depends.
When we saw the Everlight,
with power bursts of acceleration, bladed dive, and double surge, it's going to take
wait, actually using power bursts? Wait, that's actually
dude.
Wait, that's actually not a bad shout though.
How do you control that though?
You don't. You just have to be MLG. That's the skill ceiling of archaeology. Holy shit! Wait, let me give me a sec. The podcast is on pause while I fucking acceleration. No, but seriously, like if you looked at the Everlight dig site that they showcased, some of the locations were really far away from the bank.
They were.
So,
like how much time wise though? Like
it looked like it would take like a minute.
It might be I would say up to a minute, possibly.
I would say over a minute.
I don't think it wouldn't be. Well, are you guys like assuming that you would just use magic notepaper then, or what?
I mean, even let's say you don't have magic notepaper. Like, do you think the banks will be like? Let's say there's a deposit like blade diveable, right? You like blade dive to it, step sideways, surge, then like take like 2 ticks worth of steps. Is how many like? You can actually calculate it if it's that, right? That'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks, and 1,000 banks. Huh?
Just buy 28 Grace of the Elves with 500 charges. Just switch out Grace of the Elves, dude.
Wait, can you do that?
Of course you can, but
holy shit!
Missing. Here's what everybody's missing. When you are training archaeology and you're using your 28 Grace of the Elves, you have no idea what's in the bank, how close you are to the next level in terms of your artifacts. If you have enough materials in the bank to power your artifact, like you're not going to know any of that unless you're sitting there logging every material you get from your chat box.
Now, do you think that you'll be able to notepaper soil?
Yeah, but you've got the box for...
Yeah, but your box is going to fill up pretty quickly by the time you're using like 1,000 porters and notepaper. Can you notepaper soil? I don't know. Has it been confirmed?
I don't know if it's... So
apparently you can see what's in the bank.
Yeah, there was a comment in chat. That's what I was about to say.
Wait, where's the source of that?
That you can see the materials you have.
Wait, I didn't know that.
So that's huge.
That is huge. That
go ahead kind of porter.
Yeah, but
what do you mean?
I don't know. Like Suti is saying that you can see the material bank from dig sites, I assume.
Well, if you click on an artifact, it shows what
materials you need and what you have and what you don't.
And you can hover over it, and it'll show you how many you have.
But if you're portering the artifacts, you have to turn off that or keep an artifact in your inventory.
Oh.
Either that. You probably have the ability to see it through something. Regardless. So here's the situation. If you're level 42, just picking a number, 42 archaeology, right? It's not worth getting 28 Grace of the Elves and filling, what's that, 14,000? It's not worth excavating 14,000 material and then before you go and restore the artifacts, because restoring the artifacts is most of the XP. Yeah. So I would say the answer is almost always you should go bank. But
you might have to bank before you run out of charges anyway.
Also, like in some cases later on, how are you gonna measure your when to bank, when is the right time to bank and stuff?
All right. So we've heard so based on chat, porters don't work on artifacts or soil. So soil has its own dedicated.
Wait, how does he know this?
Doesn't. Sudi knows everything.
Wait, I'm pretty sure this isn't public information.
So we
they
knew
said
that
it on stream.
Okay, we knew that it didn't work on the soil, but I don't know if notepaper works on soil. I believe it does.
Does furnace work on soil and artifacts?
Furnace on artifacts? Oh man,
that hasn't been confirmed.
That I would
right?
doubt. I'd say it would work on material.
I mean, why wouldn't it work on...
Does Furnace not work on anything in game right now? Like,
yeah, it works on any gathering gathering skill, and it just breaks down
does it not work?
Wait, what?
I think
it
artifacts
doesn't.
are different. Artifacts, you're progressing towards the known artifact for that excavation site.
No, but you also have a chance of getting artifacts outside that guaranteed artifact.
Do you?
Okay, I don't know.
I thought you just went to higher sites where each excavation plot had a chance of like 1 out of 12 different, different.
They said 2 to 3 artifacts per excavation. But then I don't.
Yeah. The low level ones have like 1 or 2, but then the high level ones have more. So, anyway, I think it's.
Are you sure about that? Do you know? Do you know that?
Yes, because there's a screenshot of one having like 5 or 6.
I thought those are just possibilities, not necessarily how many you will get. I don't know.
That's what I mean.
No, I'm saying
about Furnace. We're talking about Furnace, right?
I mean, I'm just talking about about it generally now. Like I'm saying whenever you excavate, they said you get 2 to 3 artifacts.
Okay. Either way, I think personally, Furnace is unlikely to work on artifacts. It will probably work on materials since there's like 90 odd materials. So it will probably go up a tier in materials. I doubt it will work on artifacts. You might be better off using Imp Sold if you don't have a billion port. Yeah.
That's polishing.
Which one? Polishing. You might be better off with polishing for materials.
Okay.
Than furnacing for breaking. Yeah, furnace for breaking.
Oh, and furnace would be better if it doesn't break down artifacts. Because materials are tradable.
Right.
Unless you can polish the artifact.
Sorry. Right, that's what I meant.
Okay, you were saying polishing the materials. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think polishing will work on artifacts, but I do think it will work on materials.
Okay. So I think Imp Sold is very unlikely to be the meta.
What does that do?
It just banks.
15% chance to bank, and it drains 30 prayer points. It's a very cheap source of banking, but obviously it's not 100% bank.
That way you have that flask thing in your...
which is like I'm probably not gonna like. It has to be
It's only worth it if the second perk is useless.
Yeah, if both second perks, both furnace and polishing, are bad somehow, and they just don't work, which I would be shocked. But yeah, Hone 5 is pretty much 100% as well. So
yeah.
So
that's all. I didn't prepare any others, by the way, because we don't know if there's going to be an Imp Sold 7 or
we do.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't.
Is it?
We don't.
We just know that there's a new component. We just know that there's a new component that gives.
So 2 of the 4 new archaeology components give furnace. For some odd reason, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. One of them doesn't give anything good. They give fortune and prosper. And then the last one gives Imp Sold. So there could be an Imp Sold 6 or a Furnace 4 straight away with a normal tool gizmo. If these like new archaeology components are stronger than the current components that give those perks.
Right.
What if the new perks are better than the old perks?
What do you mean?
How many new perks are there? Did they say?
3.
Ruthless, Relentless.
Those sound like combat.
Fortune.
They are.
Fortunate.
Fortune. But Fortune, I don't think Fortune is going to help with archaeology, right? It's just going to be a luck effect, passive luck effect, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Ruthless and Relentless are very likely going to be yes.
I feel like they could have done a lot more.
Well, I think it's more to do with the
gizmos. It's making the gizmos.
Well, it's to do with the invention, like new invention items, because they've revealed 3, right? They've revealed ancient gizmos. They've revealed
soil
screener, and the boots.
Oh, I forgot something in my screenshot. Damn.
What?
10k divine charges.
10k?
Yeah.
You're not gonna need 10k,
so
dude.
When the stream was going and they said this automatically screens your soil, 10k divine charges, I just bought.
I think you went a bit over the top, my dude.
I did too, because I didn't know how much 10,000. I didn't do the math in my head.
So you just you just bought 10,000 without realizing how much 10,000 is?
I didn't even think about it, and then it was like 800 mil gone. I'm like, oh damn, that was pricey.
Nice,
dude. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. The other one is the one that you can get divine charges or fill divine charges by running.
Yeah, those are the
kinetic
boots.
boot things.
Yeah.
Kinetic, whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna be, in my opinion, pretty useless.
I like those. For
Really?
Iron Man.
Oh,
Iron
dude,
Man.
no one cares about Iron Man.
What the heck? This is not an Iron Man podcast.
Yeah, this is the wrong. You walked into the wrong podcast.
Dude, I always forget about. I always forget Iron Man exists. Not gonna lie. It's like, how is that useful? Iron Man. I'm like, oh right. The irrelevant game mode.
So Omid, you have 5 augmenters.
I just bought 5.
Okay. Are those all? Is it Hone 5 times 2 and Furnace times 2?
Huh?
Or is it Hone?
It's Hone 5
with Furnace.
2 Hone 5s, Furnace, and Polishing.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. So that's pretty much what I was doing, except I just did Hone 5 and Furnace, whether I'm going to use Furnace or not. I don't.
Well, I was thinking, use Furnace Matic and then switch to Polishing Matic for the artifact. In case it breaks it down. If Furnace breaks it down, you do that. If Polishing upgrades artifact, you do that, right?
Yeah.
So that having a Matic switch when you're about to get the guaranteed artifact, if it works that way, could be beneficial, right? It does take an inventory slot, but you upgrading an artifact could be a pretty big deal.
If it works like that, yeah.
If it works like that, yeah, of course.
So Sudi did say anything's possible with Furnace, as it didn't work in Alpha V2, broke the game in Alpha V1, and in V3 it worked like mining and didn't give you blue bar progress. So he wanted me to read that. I'm still unsure as to
what
exactly
progress. What was the last one?
Blue bar, so the progress towards an artifact, I guess.
Wait, that would be bad.
I mean, they already showed the stream with the tutorial, so we know it's back, right? I mean...
So it would break down the material, but it wouldn't give you progress towards an artifact.
Would that be worth it?
Oh,
no.
Okay.
How do you know?
Not be worth.
Wait, how do you know that?
Because most of the XP comes from
most XP.
Restoring. Yeah.
I feel like you can't definitely say that.
That's one of the things we do know about the skill.
We know that artifacts are going to be the majority of the XP, but you're just
so why would you want to get less artifacts?
Well,
possible?
Okay, look at it this way, right? Whenever you get a bit of the progress is so goddamn small per success or per action, right? And you want to make it slower. For one of the first artifacts, you get 500 XP. So there's a screenshot of it in one of the. It was shown in one of the videos. And you get 12 XP per material, and that turns into 24.
Okay.
I feel like you can't. Okay.
And then
I'm not saying that using Furnace is definitely going to be better. I'm just saying it's a possibility. You don't think so? You think it's 100% no way?
The skill's not out yet, so I'm not going to be so arrogant to say 100%.
It was
Furnace is not worth it. You heard it here first.
Suti said it's 250 XP.
Furnace is not worth it. You heard it here first.
250 XP for the artifact restoration on the tutorial, and you gain 10 XP drops per material. Yes. That's going to turn into 20.
Okay.
And all you're going to do is lose, not lose, but not gain progress for it. You don't. I don't know.
I think that difference
stays like that.
I was gonna say I think the difference is gonna get even bigger. Where at level 70,
you're only
materials
are also gonna get significantly.
Maybe
I feel like the scaling would be the same.
No. I think it's not. I think materials are gonna go up, from 10 to maybe 30 at level 70. But artifacts are gonna go from 250 to 30k or something at level 70. So
wait,
I think
that
the scale. They're just numbers.
Well, yeah, I'm mostly thinking of the ratio. I'm mostly thinking of the ratio.
I think the ratio is going to get higher in terms of how much
yeah.
you get from one artifact.
I'm just saying that I think it's going to be the same with materials. I think they're going to have like the same, like increase, percentage increase.
Stay the same ratio?
I don't think it will stay the same ratio.
Like when materials will go up by like 2 times the XP at level 20, artifacts will also be 2 times.
Artifact will go by 2? I disagree.
Maybe. Okay, I can. I'm just saying it's a possibility. I don't think you can rule it out. It is a possibility.
I'm not ruling it out.
But you were ruling it out earlier.
No. I said 98%.
98%?
Yeah.
2%.
Okay, dude. All right, so let's move on to what else do we have? So can you note paper soil?
I don't know. I think you can. I'm going with yes.
I mean, if you can't porter them,
soil, dude.
You can also.
Dropping a soil might be.
Yes, until you get the soil screener. It's probably not even worth touching.
And it's just money, right? It's how much
on
you
a main.
get.
It's just money.
How much you get?
Yeah.
How much XP did they get during the tutorial stream for screen?
It's not about the XP you get from screening.
Well, I'm just asking.
It's not worth doing. It's token.
Okay, do you know the XP drops?
Omid.
This is what I'm asking. You're not answering the question. You're literally
very little we know for sure.
Pull up the stream.
All right, somebody go grab those 3 frames. Slow it down. I'm pretty sure you get like no XP.
Okay, he said 1 XP. Also, they talked about like failing screening. Did you know about that?
Yeah, it's for money. Screening is for money.
Okay. Yeah. You can trade it though.
And Iron Men to make up the difference between the materials you gather and the artifacts you get. Because you won't be able to restore all of them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Here's a question. Do you think at the end of the day, like someone DIYing, like an Iron Man at 200 mil Archaeology, will they have like an abundant amount of artifacts?
At 200 mil?
Yeah.
Probably.
Artifacts?
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to get enough materials to restore them all.
Oh.
Well, unless you do like those caches. Like, I don't know if you screen your soil, you don't get enough material for restoring all your artifacts. Maybe.
In addition to your gathering, you don't?
I'm asking. I don't know.
I don't think any of us do.
Well, what do you think?
I would say pretty close. I would say if you go to material caches as well, then you'll get enough.
I think if that's the case, it's not going to be that expensive to buy materials.
I think it will, because without soil screening, everybody will have a deficit. You'll never gather enough without screening, and people don't want to waste time screening on a new skill.
I'm just thinking like how they would plan this economically, right? Like if they make it so you don't get, like, you barely get enough to restore your artifacts when you screen all the soil and you keep all the material, then who's going to be selling the material?
The plebs who need money.
Yeah, but they're going to fall behind because they're selling.
They don't care. They're making money.
No. I'm saying like so the highest, so like, let's say like the first 1,000 people that get to level 90, right? Who's going to be selling to those guys? No one.
That's a good argument for your ratio, because then, like, if the plebs are like only selling materials and they're not repairing their artifacts, then how are they going to level at all? Like, it would just take forever.
Right. So they have to get to materials. So we'll get into this when we talk about how we plan to approach the skill. But like, even for the average person, the layman, I think you can either make a ton of money on day one, right? Or you can get to a higher level, and with the knowledge that you're going to lose out on that money on day one by selling your low-level materials, but you'll get to a higher level and be selling the materials that nobody else has access to get who's willing to sell. Like, if you are at the same point as the people racing and everybody else is way behind, and then you're the only one selling materials, you've got like the whole market basically, and it's like a bidding war.
You're literally.
So
I think it's going to be 100 mil.
It's going to be interesting.
100 mil an hour. That's what I'm going to guess.
I think it's going to be
once
insane.
you get to once the people racing get to a point where it's you're looking at like 10 hours of just grinding the same artifacts and materials. I think you're looking at like selling, like when there's like top 1,000 people that are there, I think you're looking at like 100 mil an hour if you're just cashing out and selling all your materials.
I'd say 100 mil an hour is possible. I'd say it's gonna be like at least 30 mil an hour for a long time though.
I don't think
as in like 10 days. 10 days is a long time.
Yeah, it's a long investment. Also, I don't think it's gonna last only like a few hours. I mean, I use this example, but like farming Herblore when it was released, it was 100 mil an hour for 7 hours. That's insane. That's not even a new skill. No one was racing. People were just racing, rushing to get to get like new potions and stuff. Right? Now imagine an actual race of like 800 plus people.
It is. Like, it's gonna be wild.
I think it's gonna be like way like more crazy than 100 mil an hour.
I think what really matters though is in 4 months. In 4 months, how much is it? Is it a mil an hour because everybody's level 115 and
I guess it depends on reasons to repeat it. If it's like very repeatable content for whatever reason, I don't know why it would be, but
depends how many
it gives things other than XP. I guess
it looks pretty AFK.
It looks. You guys want to know something?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You guys want to know something? You know the time sprite that moves that gives you the benefit?
Mm-hmm.
In the stream, so basically whenever you go to an excavation area, right, you uncover a set of spots. It's not just one spot, right? And the time sprite jumps between all of these spots that have been uncovered. And in the stream, it took 2 minutes and 33 seconds for it to move.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
You're saying your sample size of 1 is representative?
No, I'm just saying that's how long it took to move. That's
right?
Opportunities are much more common, I'm pretty sure. They happen every...
No, I'm saying they're consistent, right? Like they don't like
vary.
Their time doesn't fluctuate. It's
I don't actually know.
I think
Sooty probably knows. Sooty basically made mining and smithing rewind. But for it to time sprite doesn't stop. Dude, we should have him on here, dude.
Yeah. But so that's an interesting point though. Is the people who are AFKing, whether it's week 1 or month 3, aren't going to be doing archaeology as quickly as somebody who's paying full attention. Like it's just, as with mining.
That's my point though. It could be very, very, very easy to optimize.
Right. Well, so if it's easy to optimize, then the GP per hour is going to go down more quickly.
Exactly.
If it's harder to optimize and like the time sprites make a bigger difference and people just ignore them because they move too quickly, which it sounds like they don't, it's going to stay a lot of money for a long time. So I would guess what's going to keep it a lot of money for a long time would be the amount of different materials. Right? Because
the RNG.
You're going to need... Yeah, the RNG aspect. Oh, I got this artifact, or I got these 12 artifacts.
And I got 50 materials that I don't need for that artifact.
Right, exactly. I need 1 million Bandosian dust. We know all the names. I know that's not one of them. So I need 1 million of this Bandosian dust. Somebody else might have that in excess. Somebody else might need what you have in excess.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think the
how would you feel?
JMod viewpoint is that's what's going to keep the economy going.
How would you have felt if you could only trade materials 1-to-1 with other materials? That would be bad.
Like you have to trade them like player to player?
It has to be full materials.
Like Tuska masks or something. Like Tuska masks.
You can only trade 1-to-1 materials.
I wouldn't
No.
I'm fine with it not being in the GE.
I don't think I would like it either, but I'm just throwing out an idea that they've done in the past for other things. Like for like outfit pieces, they did that, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, but there's a way around this, right? All materials are not worth the same amount. Somebody will say selling Bandosian dust for purple heart plus 10k GP each.
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's going to happen. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
So if that was the case.
Right. If that were the case, I think it would be okay if they weren't in the GE. Like,
I'm just thinking,
the player
like, how
on
much...
farm animals. Player on farm animals, the economy is almost exclusively outside the GE. Because unchecked, when you're at a high level, are not really worth a whole lot.
Okay.
So I think it would be fine for them to be outside the GE. I don't know if you care at all, but
I think
encourages people to get together and trade and.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with it. I just wanted to see what you guys thought. I wouldn't want 1-for-1, but
okay.
Yeah. So do you guys have alt accounts prepared?
No.
Yes.
How many?
A dozen.
A dozen?
Yeah.
Wait, are you serious? Like 12?
That is what a dozen is.
Yeah, I know that's what a dozen is.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wait, like exactly 12?
Yes. So, figured out what my maximum cognitive load is, and that's 12 accounts. So, plus my main.
Man, so like I would do it if it required it. It doesn't require it. It just makes you money. That's all it's doing.
Right. But so that's what I was going to say. We're kind of all at the point where we have enough money to, if after 6 months it's 40 GP per XP, we've all got 8 bill. We could all get 200 mil, no problem. I don't think everybody is like that. And also how
much money do you have?
Try to make a little bit money. I'm not. I'm
How much money do you have?
Not at liberty to say.
How much money do you have?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Say
it. The one time anybody found out what I had, I got falsely recovered like 2 days later. So I'd rather not.
Okay. Okay. You have enough money not to use alts.
Right, but I don't want to be caught off guard when T95s come out in 6 months. And it's always better to make money when making money.
Trust me, you have enough money to buy everything and to buy out every skill that comes out in the next 10 years.
Are you not concerned with like splitting your attention?
I'm not doing it the first couple days. But no, I'm not, because I think the level of it... I think archaeology is pretty AFK.
Yeah, I think it is as well.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't be able to do 12 accounts. I'd probably do
click, and going back to the main.
If it actually benefited my account, I think I would do like 3 or 4. If it did, but it doesn't. So
right, if you were not wealthy in this day and age, like I think everybody who's played an alt or multiple alts for a long time has a lot of money, or PVM. But if you haven't done those things, I think. I don't know if we're talking about this now, but I think archaeology is a little bit too ripe for alt abuse, personally. Like, I understand I'm part of the problem, but I think it's like,
how do you resolve the alt abuse? You don't.
You make the skill floor. You make the skill floor higher.
Limit how many clients can log in from one IP.
Whoa!
Yeah. Then you're just gonna have people VPN, like setting up virtual machines and getting more. You're gonna just put more barriers in between people multi-logging.
It would prevent some people.
It would.
That's true.
Oh, you're totally
like IP banning.
They're not gonna raise a skill floor of any skill.
I wish, but that's the thing. I wish they did. Like, you don't have people. You don't have people multi-logging.
It's not the skill floor. It's the skill ceiling.
Complicated things.
You don't need to raise. No. You can have archaeology at like 5 mil GB per 5 mil GB 5 mil GB per hour.
That's crazy.
5 mil GB per hour at the skill floor, but at the skill ceiling, it'd be like 20 mil, be 4 times. You don't need to raise the skill floor. You just need to raise the skill ceiling, right? Because as well as that, if you're running at the skill floor, you're also going to fall behind, and so your GB per hour will just plummet.
Until everybody in the game is level 112 or whatever the material.
Well, then it doesn't matter because the prices would have stabilized.
I would disagree. So here's the thing.
Well, we're talking about like the initial like profits, right?
I'm not talking just initially. I'm talking forever.
Okay, well, I don't think they're gonna ever make the skill floor like higher than something that's just AFK for a new skill.
But so why?
I don't agree. I'm not saying I agree with it, but what do you think, Ken?
I'm just gonna let you guys.
No. What do you think, Ken?
I don't know. I think it's a you restate it in a comprehensive format?
Go for it, Gunnar.
So I think what Omid's saying is they're not concerned with making the skill floor higher to prevent alt abuse. What their main target is to raise the skill ceiling so that players who feel so inclined can get more out of every hour they dedicate to, say, archaeology. And they're not going to raise the barriers to entry such that everybody can't participate, which to some extent I agree. But I want to hear your thoughts on this. It makes every new activity rife for alt abuse, put it that way.
Yeah, I guess, like, I don't know, because it depends, because skill floor versus skill ceiling, it's like, if you raise the skill ceiling but the skill floor stays the same, it just kind of depends, like, how much it affects what you're doing, I guess.
Let's say it's like 10 times better. Let's use an extreme. 10 times the XP rates, 10 times the GP rates with the skill.
So, like, paying full attention versus, like, paying 1/10 of the attention.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, I would prefer them to have a higher skill ceiling, but I don't know how that would, like, actually work.
So that's a good point. Just a bigger range, right? So if it were 20 times better to pay attention, if it's only 5% better to pay attention, not a lot of people are going to be
not a lot of people are going to
so inclined to do it. So like we were talking about fishing frenzy.
It has to also take effort and attention to deter you from using alts. Like, it's actually better to play on one account than it is 10 accounts AFK. Well, right. 10 accounts is an extreme.
So that's the crux of the issue, is that if it's so easy that you have the cognitive bandwidth to play on half a dozen or more accounts, I just don't think it should be that AFK, personally. For a skill in 2020.
I'm saying it's okay for it to be that, but it has to be much worse than what's at the top. The problem I see with archaeology is that the skill ceiling isn't very high. And a skill floor, there is no skill floor. It's like in the basement.
There's a skill basement? I like that.
Skill basement, yeah.
I mean, the skill ceiling is playing the market, right?
That's true.
That's true, but is that
what you do with the artifacts is kind of
the obviously there is, like, in terms of like knowledge and decision making and theory crafting, there's a lot, but that's not mechanical. That doesn't deter alts.
I have a question. Are you guys gonna use your dailies ASAP, like all 5 of them, or are you gonna wait?
No, I'm gonna wait. So
until you're close to a level and you've just used an artifact.
No, when I'm one level off hitting the next dig site.
But
hitting the next unlock.
Didn't we? Okay, unlock is better.
Like, artifact
we talk about it might not be worth going to the next dig site if the next thing after that is at a previous dig site but a higher level.
Yeah, we'll get into that with theories and methods. We've got a topic, theories and methods. So let's talk about another thing: IRL preparations. You guys got anything?
Coffee.
I took a week off work.
Huh?
That's about the closest I have to IRL prep. Is I took the week off work. I've got this one bag of pretzels. So
that's it? Set. One bag of pretzels for a whole week?
No,
You're gonna die, dude.
No.
Are you gonna have Alex feed you?
Yes.
Spoon feed, or
absolutely.
Just like
Mama bird it? Actually, I'm just gonna tilt back and gonna drop it in my mouth from her mouth.
Oh God.
She doesn't know about this yet, by the way.
Huh?
She doesn't know about this plan yet.
Wait, are you actually gonna make her like deliver you food and stuff?
I mean, I would say make is the absolute wrong word. I would say ask nicely.
So that is the plan.
Maybe.
Can she hear you or something? Are you scared? Blink twice if yes.
Yeah, a little bit actually. So, because then it won't happen, you know. But anyway, so Ken, what about you? What are your plans?
He's got coffee.
Yeah, I got coffee. That's pretty much it. I don't know. I'm not really like. I guess there's a different topic, but like in terms of like goals, I'm just gonna go at my own pace. I'm not really.
Yeah, but didn't we go at our own pace during Invention as well?
Yes.
And we just got good ranks.
Just blasted.
Yeah, but that's because
I don't know.
Okay, here's a question actually for both of you. Do you guys do you guys think that you can train the skill more if it was hardcore? If the best method, let's say, was 100% AFK, right? You click once every 5 minutes versus something as intense as, let's say, invention combat. Which do you guys think can do? Can you grind out the most for like longest period? Invention, like having to pay attention and inputs, or 100% AFK?
Invention, like combat, like the Arids and stuff.
Yeah, I would say invention as well.
100% AFK because I'll be working from home.
No, okay. Assume you're not working. Assume you're 100. You're a bum now, and all you have to live for is rank 1.
I'm laid off because of Archaeology release.
Yeah, and all you have to live for
attention's
all you have to live for is rank 1. Something that requires attention.
Something that takes a modicum of attention. So if it's completely AFK, I will fall asleep on my. I'm old and tired. I'll fall asleep on my keyboard if it's too boring.
Yeah, I'm the same. That's what I'm the most scared of, honestly. It's like this skill is gonna be like very boring, and I'm just gonna fall asleep and be demotivated. Whereas like invention was actually kind of fun to just like grind out and rush. So
yeah, we'll see. I think there's enough unique aspects to archaeology. Like, there's almost 100 different materials. You're going to be bouncing around between dig sites fairly regularly.
Like, I'm just saying,
time
like
sprites are a thing.
The actual
gameplay,
the gameplay just feels like it's going to be very dull.
Yeah.
So I think that depends largely on material caches, personally.
And how many alt accounts you have?
Ooh. So I don't know. If material caches are just like, oh, if you happen to run into one, cool, you get a little bit of a bonus. Kind of like imagine if mining were still the best method in the game, was drop mining iron, but shooting stars existed. Is it worth going and hunting shooting stars?
Yes.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Well, early on,
material caches though, if they appeared irregularly around you, right? If they appeared in...
No, they're just set spots.
Within
they're
view.
Set deposits.
But they're all around the world.
Oh, you're talking about caches, not material deposits.
Caches, not...
Oh, okay. I was like...
I'm talking about material caches.
I thought you were talking about material deposits.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't even know what a material cache is. Where did they
basically spawn in a dig site all around the world, and you go to them, you interact with them, and you get one set of materials and a bunch of them.
Is that like competitive? Like, is it only one person can claim it?
One person.
Wait, one person?
It's one person, as far as I know.
Wait,
I'm open to being corrected.
They have set locations, dude. I was thinking like using using FC.
There's definitely going to be an FC.
There's like I don't know if anyone's made
it's like
an
a
FC.
Tree. It's like a tree. It goes down apparently. Sudi just said.
Is it a chance of going down, or does it have a set amount in it? Because is it like a tree, or is it like an evil tree?
Limited supply, and then it respawns. Interesting.
Oh, there's gonna be rotation. Really?
It depends. It depends a lot on material caches.
Wait, they made it sound like it was like just completely random.
I thought it was like a shooting star. Which
I thought basically like shooting star.
But then it's random.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Wait. Oh.
It sounds like it's random, but there's only a certain number of locations.
What?
I
didn't know that.
Ooh. So
is there like one spawn per dig site or something? Or what?
They're outside dig sites as well.
They're outside the dig sites.
And inside, I'm pretty sure. And inside.
So if they're in the dig sites, that makes it way more interesting to me.
Oh, dude, someone could get to a dig site and just like forget about doing excavating, just do those freaking things and just hop worlds constantly.
I'm slightly more concerned.
And then you have the rotation. Oh my god, it's like the enriched. It's like the oh god, PTSD, dude.
Yeah. Oh, so I think that's going to be the biggest determining factor. It's
going to be like Runor, dude. Runor back in the day.
How good time sprites are and how good material caches are.
I think material caches is going to be really good GP. Like I think if you just want materials, so I would say, well, I would imagine material caches would be more materials per hour than anything else.
Yeah.
Assuming you can farm them, yeah.
Assuming you can farm them. So how does invention work with... Oh, let's move to theories and methods, by the way.
Okay.
How does... Okay, what if you uncover... Do you guys think when you uncover a excavation, it's just a set amount of... It's just a set material and artifact? Or do you think it's RNG roll?
RNG.
What do you mean?
So do you get the same artifacts and the same materials in the same area?
Yes, it tells you what you can get from each excavation.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, when you uncover one, is that going to be that in that spot every time? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, let's say you get Bandosian sand from this spot. If you come back like a day later and you uncover it again, will it be the same? Can you hop worlds to abuse it to get what you want?
It's always the same on every world. And you have to go further for higher level or better material.
All right. They said yes and no. Then they said yes when I explained it further. What do you mean by what are you answering no to?
It's the same. It's always the same. That was my understanding of it. So like
once people figure out where everything is, they can map it out, essentially.
Yeah, but what are you going to need to map out? I'm confused.
So people know where to go for what.
Oh yeah, that will be out day one for sure. Because you can prospect it like you do a rock, or what's it? There's another word for it. There's another word.
Or maybe you're limited to a certain area with the ones you can only do, and there's only one at a time. But that'd be a bit. You know what I mean?
I think what encourages movement is the time sprite.
The time sprite is going to only jump between the ones, and it's going to be the same. Like the time sprite only jumps between. Yeah. The time sprite jumps between excavations that are exactly the same, I'm pretty sure. They have the same artifacts and materials.
I think they're moderately different. Like, they're different artifacts or different materials.
Maybe.
I don't know if there are duplicate excavations. Sorry, Ken.
Does it like retain your bar or whatever when you switch? I assume it does, right? I mean,
I assume it does.
Like when you switch, because that wouldn't make sense otherwise, because then they wouldn't have the time things, right?
Yeah. I assume it would retain it when you switch. But then that's if okay, here's my response to that, Gunnar. If some of them do have different artifacts in the set that you survey, and then you can just like move to the excavation with the right artifact that you need, just as your bar's about to fill.
No, you keep your bar on the one you're on, as far as I know.
Oh, so really? You're on one I thought your bar carries over.
Well, it has to carry over because of the time sprites, right?
Yeah.
As long as it's the same material, dig site? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure.
So it saves all. So Sudi said it saves all your bars separately. So
wait, so you have to remember what your bar is at what spots?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, so dig site A, if you're 90% of the way there, and then time sprite spawns at dig site B, you go to dig site B to get the bonus, but your bar at dig site B is completely independent from dig site A.
Well, I'm not saying dig site A and B. You know when you okay.
I'm not saying dig site. I'm saying excavation site.
My response was I asked you when you excavate, when you survey and you get like a set of excavations, right? Let's say it's usually been like 3 in streams and videos, right? Are they all the same artifact and material? And you said no.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. Fair enough.
I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to. So like,
I just assumed there was a
variety of because there's always going to be a variety of artifacts. Right?
Yeah, I thought there was a variety. Like, there's different areas in a dig site, right? I thought that's where the variety kicked in. Like, you go to different areas. Like a dig site is massific, right? Like, it has a bunch of like clusters of like excavations. So I thought, I don't know.
We'll see.
All right, Suti, how about you tell us? Are they the same material or no? That's all I want to know. When you survey a set of excavations, are they always the same or no?
I mean, they're always the same as themselves. You gotta, yeah.
Also, is it RNG?
Is what RNG?
Like, is it always the same? He said yes, but Rubik said yes and no.
So you're going to get the materials that you always get from those places. But the artifact you get is RNG because there's multiple possibilities.
Wait, why would the materials not differ?
What do you mean? There's only a couple types of materials at each excavation site. At the whole dig site, which as you said is huge, there's probably 20-ish materials, so you have to go around the dig site to get materials.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. But that's why like when you get to say level 60, you'll go back to the level 5 dig site because that's the highest material you have access to.
Wait, what?
The level requirements for materials do not necessarily coincide with the dig site itself, right? So the highest material you have access to, they don't. So the highest material you have access to might be at Caradet, even though you have access to Warforged.
So you could like farm materials for level 120s at level 5, maybe?
No, because you don't have the level to gather the material. So like, let me put it this way. So the lowest
I know what you mean. Wait, if that's what you mean, then I knew that. I thought you meant something else. Like, I know the dig sites all alternate. Like, you're gonna constantly go back to old dig sites.
Right. Yes, exactly. Okay. As you get access to new material.
Okay. Now I understand. Dude,
yeah.
You confused me so much. I was like, what is he talking about? All right. So, what do you guys think should be prioritized when training a skill?
You already know my answer.
Well, okay, say it then.
Qualifications.
Do you want to explain what qualifications is and how you do them?
So I mean, they only gave us the most rudimentary example in the tutorial stream, which was increasing the capacity of your soil box. But it's basically as you turn in certain sets of artifacts or buy with Chronotes, depending, you get access to new research areas, new types of like upgrades to your tools. Obviously the skill's not out, so this is just a brief rundown, but it gives you access to different ways to train. And yeah, I think that's by far the most important.
Different ways as in, like, does it? It's just researchers, right? Apart from that, it doesn't...
Yeah, researchers. And so what is the actual name for it? Because they made the mistake of calling it player-owned nerds.
I don't know.
And that's what everybody's calling it. Is it just researchers?
I just call them researchers. I call the people researchers. I don't know, player-owned researchers.
Oh, like the player-owned ports thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like ports, but you get different people.
So that's the only thing that is different to normal archaeology training, and we assume that that's not very significant either, right?
I would say it's not significant if you're playing 20 hours a day, because right?
I mean, yeah. So
yeah.
They showcased what? It was like 10k XP at 120, 10k XP an hour at 120, and it costs Chronotes. That's what they showed. I don't. It depends on what researchers you use as well. I assume. Like I assume maybe they had like really bad researchers.
Yeah,
but then
some
like
are better XP, some are better for different purposes.
Yeah. So
I think qualifications. What about you?
I mean, yeah, I think qualifications as well, because it's the only like how many untradeable benefits are there that benefit archaeology? Apart from qualifications. Huh?
So
the outfit?
Yeah, the outfit comes from qualifications, so.
But Chronotes are tradable. So I think a lot of it, first of all, how do you feel about that? Do you think Chronotes should be tradable?
Everything, like, that's what I'm saying, right? Everything's pretty much tradable except for qualifications.
Yeah, they're the biggest difference if you're racing. Yes.
Like,
but should they be?
I don't know if I like everything being tradable.
Artifacts aren't, right?
Artifacts aren't.
What if artifacts were?
Oh my, I mean, then there would be a Bible. But yeah, like artifacts aren't, relics aren't, and qualifications, I mean, aren't because they aren't like an item. But like,
right.
That's pretty much it though, right?
Yeah, if it were
everything is tradable. I don't know if I like so much of the skill being tradable.
I think it's fine for the materials, obviously, but I would say
even the materials, I'm like,
I prefer Chronotes to not be tradable.
Yeah, Chronotes being tradable was like, maybe there's a reason behind it. Did they give a reason? Because I don't understand it. Because if Chronotes weren't tradable, you would have to actually like think about what you're spending on, right? Do I buy this skilling outfit? Do I buy this?
For the relics. It's for the relics.
Yeah,
so
but then
if you wanted to swap around your relics, all you have to do is pay another player for that.
Yeah, but you would normally, when you have to upkeep something in a skill, you train the skill, right? Like Herblore. You don't pay someone to give you overloads. You make those overloads.
I would argue everybody who's spent billions on Herblore in the last year would disagree that you don't just pay for Herblore.
No, but you have to train it. You don't have to train it to recharge or change your relic.
I see what you're saying, but in the same vein, I think the rationale is that it's not good gameplay for PVMers to have to train archaeology, right? Above and beyond unlocking the relic.
You don't. I can't imagine you have to train it that much to upkeep, to change your. Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe they're expecting people.
Maybe 7,000 Chronotes for the.
Okay, how regularly do you think PVMers are going to switch up the perks? I don't think it's going to be very regular.
Probably
not. We don't know all of the relics.
How do you even get Chronotes?
Turning in artifacts.
Turning in artifacts. Yep.
Is it? Oh, okay. It's not the collection thing. Is that something different?
You can probably get bonus Chronotes from completing a collection log, but you get Chronotes for just turning in artifacts.
Chronotes don't make a difference to hardcore players in racing. It makes absolutely no difference. It just makes the difference of like gameplay and decision making. That's all it does. So, like, it'd be cool to have like a limited amount of Chronotes and be like, okay, do I buy this? Do I buy this consumable? Do I unlock this first over this?
Yeah.
Like, if they actually make decisions, whereas
and if it's a duplicate, you just bring it to the museum.
Yeah, and you have to also make the decision of like how to use your artifacts, right? Like, but Chronotes are tradable, and it's just like, who cares if there is no decision making in purchasing stuff, right?
Yeah,
it's just like GP, like you're just gonna buy it no matter what.
Just play Iron Man.
Just play Iron Man. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with Chronotes being tradable. I don't know what most people think, but I don't think.
I think I'd rather have them be untradeable.
I 100% agree.
Okay.
But
wow, we agree. All right.
What do you think, Ken?
I don't think I know enough info, honestly. I feel like
basically
something that I don't really know much about.
Well, you just get Chronotes from turning in artifacts, and you use Chronotes on researchers for passive XP, or use Chronotes on consumables, or use Chronotes to unlock stuff, right? But
like the outfit.
Like Matic upgrades.
I do like the idea of like having to like actually pick something to go for, like when you're leveling a skill or something.
Yeah,
so.
like it might not be worth sending off researchers because it's better to buy a Matic upgrade. But if you don't play that much, it might be worth sending off researchers because you're not using Matic that much. Right?
I think we're looking at it from a little bit biased standpoint in that we plan on no-lifing.
No, I don't think this has anything to do with no-lifing. Like, how does it make any difference?
Because after a while,
if anything, it's better for us for it to be tradable. It's easier.
It's obviously better because we'll get more bonuses. What I'm saying is that for gameplay's sake, it might be better for them to be tradable in the long run so that people aren't forced to pass 200 mil potentially, get artifacts and Chronotes to switch their relics.
I don't think relics are going to be switched that much. Okay, how about this? Okay, I'm going to say something.
They add more relics.
I'm going to say something. What if they make Chronotes untradeable for the first 2 months?
I'd much prefer it. That's the perfect solution.
Or X amount of weeks. They've never done something like that, I don't think. Temporarily untradeable?
They've definitely made temporary. The POF eggs, the Ranch Out of Time eggs were untradeable.
Oh yeah, how'd you guys feel about that? Using that as a example.
I think they should do it. That would have been smart for the Chronos.
Well, no, do you guys like it?
Yes.
I mean, I don't really. I'm married man, so I don't
This guy, dude.
I didn't have.
Hey, how many eggs do you have?
4 or 5. I don't know, honestly.
So you're very close to EIE, I know, right?
Yeah.
Basically done.
I don't know. It's just like doesn't really matter to me, I guess.
Okay. Well, should we move on to? Do we have anything else to say on theories and methods? We kind of touched upon most of this, like, prior to getting to this topic, to be fair, so...
I want to say that I think it's good that they decided to make it non-linear. Like, that you're going back to Gyarados, you're going back to the Infernal Source, you're going back to Everlight. You're not...
I like a lot of aspects of the skill.
Forever. Yeah.
I just don't like some of the core... Like, the core aspects is, like, Chronos being tradable... and the gameplay potentially being a bit boring and having a low skill ceiling, right? Those are my two only issues. Everything else is amazing. One of the biggest things I like is that they're gonna reward people for exploration and discovery. And I'm not talking about the world first.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm talking about the Gillen. So you actually need to solve Gillenor's mysteries.
Yeah.
To get some of these, to get the qualifications, right? And that requires some amount of exploration and discovery, I assume, right? And figuring stuff out. Well, that's what we think, right? I assume it's not going to be linear and super obvious.
Yeah.
Maybe the first one will, but yeah, it'll be interesting because like the person who like discovers it and reads the lore could like figure it out before someone else. Like imagine.
Are they going to tell everyone? Are they going to tell everyone?
Assemble.
Dude, imagine a lorehound being first place and he doesn't tell anyone what this how to solve it. Oh my god. Dude, imagine like Ken, you know about like the Destiny like puzzles and shit? Imagine if it's something like that and that's like gatekeeping people from like being number one. That would be like
it's like the like Yakamaru on release, dude. The
puzzle. Oh, the sand. Oh, the puzzle.
It took the first team like 30 minutes to get it.
But yeah, like that's something that's never been done before in a skill, right? Most skills are very like linear in terms of like training. Do you think that's good though? I like it. I like, even though I'm probably gonna like.
I like it too.
Like not do well on it. I like it.
Is it gonna piss you off if you've just gotten to what is it, Stormguard, and you're like, I'm Rubik has found the might of the Icene, and he just goes into like this private training area.
At least make this hours. Realistic, dude. At least use Sooty over Rubik, dude.
All right.
No, but like imagine you're like the first one into an area, right? And you just
That's
can't.
What I'm saying. Yeah.
No, you're the first one in the area, right? Like in the dig site, right? But there's like a door and you have to figure out the puzzle to get through it. And you're just there for like an hour because you're the first one. You're so ahead. And you just get like stumped by this. And someone comes in, like you see someone like come through a door. It's like second person. And just like walks straight in. And you're like, how do you get in? And you start PMing him like, I'll pay you $1 bill if you tell me how to get in.
Should do that. That'd be cool.
Dude, what if someone actually like sells this? You know, last time information like that was sold was TDs. I don't know if anyone remembers like back in the day TDs, like the lure spot, the lure positioning and the safe spotting for TDs was actually sold for like 500 mil.
Yeah.
Like
I
joke.
don't know how much of that's going to be happening.
I mean, I'm just obviously I'm taking it to the extreme, but like I don't know, it'd be like I'd like it even though I wouldn't do well in it.
Yeah. One of the other things is, and I don't know how everybody feels about this, but the skill is relevant, like, immediately. So the way that that's being, I don't want to say forced, but the way that that's being implemented is everybody's best in slot perks, no longer best in slot. Everybody's summoning familiars, possibly not best in slot. Like far-reaching influence across the game.
How about this? This is gonna... Okay. I'm just gonna try this, right? Not that I necessarily agree.
I'm sitting down.
It just came out at the top of my head, right? How do you guys feel about this? What if you could place your existing biting gizmos, your 5 noxious component gizmos, into the ancient gizmo, and it acts as a 5 noxious component already in there? So you only need to add 4 to get the biting.
Prevents item sync. Make everybody pay.
I mean, it's still it's like the upgrade effect,
make
right?
Make them all pay.
It's like not that I necessarily agree with this, right? But it would still have item sync because people still need to buy 4 more components, right? Okay, how do you guys feel about upgrading armors then?
So I like upgrading armors because it keeps the antiquated content relevant. So like T92, yeah.
Okay.
T92 keeps Virago relevant, keeps Sirenic Scales relevant, keeps everything relevant before it. If you were to utilize the same thing to make something better of the same thing with the same thing, it would just be redundant, in my opinion.
Yeah, okay. I mean, like I said, I just thought of an idea and thought I'd share it. What about you, Ken?
I don't really like T90 and T92. I don't like how T92 requires T90.
When does it end is the right question.
T99, duh, 4 upgrades.
Fuck, dude.
It's just, I don't know, it's just like, I'd rather things just be new and like not have to... I mean, I know like if there was no T92, like the prices of some things might... Or if like they didn't require T90, some things would crash, but like I think it's important for like new content. If there was like more new content, then it wouldn't be an issue, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like,
but it's the whole idea of my content, my boss
maintaining. Yeah, like maintaining it. I don't know. I guess I just prefer like more new content instead of just keeping old stuff relevant.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people in RuneScape, which makes RuneScape very unique in what I would say in a bad way, is that people want every piece of content in the game to be relevant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I like don't think that's good.
I wouldn't say everything should be relevant
because it holds back new content.
When do you want to give up? How does it hold back T92s for them?
Because okay, let's say you're gonna theoretically make keep Tectonic's value high. How are you gonna do that?
You make the T95.
Let's say in 10 years. 10 years, tier 120 armor is out.
You make the tier 120 require the tier 110. Like, you have to do the new content to get the add-on.
No way, dude. You're telling me this.
T120, which requires
T105,
okay, which
be
requires
real,
99, 95.
Be real.
I am being realistic. It's just...
Wait, are you really being honest right now?
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
Why not?
That armor would cost like 10 bill, dude. I mean, the thing is, like, the elite armor is the tier 92 armor is so goddamn expensive that they have to make free to use in certain areas.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, maybe.
If you added a set effect, people would use it even where it degrades, but people didn't like the simplistic set effect that they proposed. So.
All right, Ken, what do you think about like the constant gear upgrading? When should it stop?
I don't like it personally. I think that like when a new armor set comes out, it should be best in slot, and that's that. Like, it shouldn't require anything previously. Like, I think like especially like Virago, and like I don't know. It's like, how long has Virago been like one of the best bosses to do for money and whatnot? Like, as much as I love the boss, I mean, I think there's like a time where you could just continue and release like a new boss that becomes best money or whatever. I mean, Virago is insane.
I mean,
so there's alternatives. You don't have to add on to the armor. Something could come out and you could sacrifice your old armor to get some sort of passive buff, or you know what I mean? Like, as long as there's some use to doing the old boss and it doesn't become completely dead.
I think the only way they're gonna do that is if they create a niche armor. Even though I want them to just like forget about upkeeping like old armors like tier 92 and 92, I think they're not gonna do that, and the only way they're gonna move forward is by making niche armors. Oh, niche armors, but like
that's why invention is so great, and that's why there's a lot of missed opportunities with invention.
Oh,
like disassembling things for the components. There's just not enough unique high level components. So look at Solak, for example, right? If T95 crossbows come out, one-handed crossbows, then Solak is garbage, right? But if you could disassemble blight bounds for some perk that has situational use, they'd keep their value, at least some of it. That's why invention is so great, and it's an opportunity that I don't think they've utilized enough. Same thing with Virago.
Yeah, they can definitely expand on it, yeah.
Thing with invention that is, one could incite switchscaping, which I don't necessarily dislike, but I don't like it being expanded on too much. And two, you're limited by a certain amount of perk spots or gizmo slots.
Right, so you have switch. That's fine. Like your 2 points go together, right? You can always get more items. You can always get more weapons and add different perks to different weapons. But it depends how you feel about switchscape. Okay. Like if there were a gravity effect that came from disassembling seismics, or like a nature bound effect that came from disassembling blight bounds, you'd use those situationally, but you'd need more, as you said, you'd need more weapons to put those gizmos in. So it really does depend on how you feel about it.
I'm actually I just had a thought. How did we start on this topic?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Okay. Do we have any?
Let's get back to the list.
Do we have any more discussions on theories and methods before we move on?
Nothing for me.
So qualifications, we basically agree, right? Qualifications are the most important things. Oh, most important thing.
For sure. Absolutely.
Okay, let's move on to rewards. Sure. Ancient summoning.
Insane.
Yo. What's the attack rate of Steel Titan? What's the attack rate of Ripper Demon based on the video release of it?
You're talking like their basics or their...
Yeah,
like,
what's the attack interval?
I don't know.
I wanted to check that out, but Ripper Demon definitely attacks faster than Steel Titan.
Yeah.
Like, but how much faster? I'm just trying to think, like, how much does Ripper Demon need to... How much damage does it need to deal for it to be more DPS than Steel Titan? Because obviously they said that it's more...
a lot. It has to do a lot.
Do you think that Steel Titan will do more damage if you're using summon pots, or do you think that they calculated the DPS without summon pots?
Better.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure Ripper will be better.
Yeah, I agree.
They said that like even the spec is going to be insane.
Yeah, but they said that Ripper Demons are more DPS, but I'm just thinking that's probably without summon pots, right?
Yeah, but if you use summoning pots, you get to use the Ripper spec more too.
Ripper spec is 60%. Is it? It's 60 points, I thought they said, right?
Yeah, and does 350% damage? Is that what it is?
Did they already release that?
Yeah, 350. Yeah. But the 350% might not be that much since he attacks really fast, right? So it might be like 500.
I get what you mean. I get
500 hits every 3 ticks, right?
I get it. I
don't know. I'm just thinking, like, are they gonna make Steel Titans dead content?
I would say between Calgarians...
Like, what is their intention? Do you think that JX would go into it wanting Steel Titans to be completely dead content?
Yeah. Because I don't think they want Archaeology to be dead content.
Yeah. I would say they're not afraid. They're not afraid to release something better, yeah.
Wait, Ripper Demon does use 60 summoning points to spec, right? That's what I thought.
I didn't know the 60 points. I just knew it did 350% damage.
What does Spirit Cape do? Does it reduce percent-wise or number?
20%. 20%.
Yeah.
So 15 goes to 12 for Steel Titans.
Yep. Also, Calgarian Demon, from when I remember, I think they said... So, let me just go through them. So, Ripper Demon, fast attack rate, spec does 350% damage. Calgarian, I believe the spec gives AoE crit chance increase for a period of time.
Yes.
Is that correct? How do you guys feel about that? I like that a lot. Also, I don't know how that works.
I think it's cool.
Like, who does it give the buff to? People in your group only? Or can it be anyone?
Within 9 squares? Anybody within 9 squares?
Yeah, it probably wouldn't work for Iron Wait, do you guys not have group Venge yet?
Dude, no, we don't. So behind on the Iron Man stuff. I need to tag Kyle for it.
I think it's good though, if they are indeed both better than Steel Titan, because Steel Titan's been best since release, right? So
Calgarian would technically be more damage, right? Like one Calgarian versus one, in like a full team, right?
In a full team, you'd want one person for sure to have Cal.
Okay, so I assume you have to be in group because like, I don't know, like what if you're in the wilderness? I know, right? In the wilderness PvP, and you use a spec and it buffs your opponent as well. You know, I don't know.
I mean, you can group Venge.
Well, how does group Venge work in? Right? Oh yeah, I guess it does work.
You don't have to be in groups, so.
Right. So if you group Venge, but the thing is, group Venge, like you have like the singular variant as well, whereas the Calgarian Demon, I don't think there would be a single variant.
There's no way it stacks, right? There's no.
Oh yeah, no way. Absolutely
so
no chance.
For sure, it's going to be one person with a Calg and everybody else with Ripper Demons, most likely.
So we don't know what the Abyssal one does. We assume there's a Gargoyle one because there's a bunch of Gargoyle statues in the Infernal Source.
And there's 2 skilling.
There's 2 skilling. I'm just curious if any of these benefit, like the new invention items and the new ancient summoning items benefit Archaeology itself. Because I don't think any of the relics do. Right?
Not the ones that have been released, no.
So what do you guys think about the Hellhound? Where it passively takes 10% of your damage and the spec also heals it.
Limited use, for sure.
I think it's a cool idea, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be that useful.
Wait, can you explain it? Can you say that again? What does it do?
So basically it soaks 10% of whatever, so you get hit 2k, right? Oh. You get hit 1.8k and a Hellhound takes 200 damage.
Okay, that's cool.
It's cool. I like it. It's just...
But just where is it useful? I could only think of a couple places. So like...
Would it?
Where it's useful.
What were you saying, Omid?
Sorry, I was just like, where would it be useful?
Crystal shapeshifters, depending on your levels and gear. So like places where you can barely sustain, you'd want something like the Hellhound, where you could have a 1 inventory slot, heal infinite, basically.
I actually thought of a spot. Nightmares.
Yeah, same thing.
Nightmares is like, you're constantly like, but I feel like the Hellhound would just fall over.
Yeah, but you can just summon another Hellhound.
No, you're not going. That's not going to be worth it.
Don't you just Titan though? Like
Titan doesn't do that. Titan isn't that effective when you're AoEing, right? Because at the end of the day, whatever.
But Cal would be.
Yeah, Calgear. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I'm just not including.
Like, I feel like you'd rather use a damage.
Not in AoE tasks, like any like
Use that what's that? The beacon demon.
Oh, that thing is so trash, dude. It does so little. Like, it's actually trash. But yeah, Titans are generally not that good in Slayer assignments where you mainly do AoE damage, because whatever your Titan is hitting is probably going to die to your AoE anyways, right?
Unless you're constantly changing its target, which nobody slays like that.
Yeah. Even then, like, I don't know.
So it was said in chat what the Abyssal Demon Familiar does. Binds and teleblocks the target.
Wait, we actually know that? I didn't know that.
PKing Familiar.
PKing Familiar? Wow.
Which is okay. Back, well, this is going to be a complete tangent, but I think if they change the death mechanics in the wilderness, PKing might come back. So I think if they made it just your death cost times 2 goes to the person attacking you, you need that to go into the wilderness, and they make the wilderness worth going into. Boom, PKing's back.
I like the fact that I see what I kill. I don't know. That's the one. My favorite thing about PKing, and the reason I started playing, like, kept playing RuneScape, was the fact that whoever you kill, they drop their shit. In most MMOs, you just kill them and they go back to town. You know?
Right, but you'd see the value of what they're wearing.
It's not. So... It's the whole reason you. Well, I don't know. The reason you the only time someone cares about the drop is when they actually get to see the item that they PK them for.
Let me rephrase this.
I don't know. Maybe that's
is the system whereby to enter the wilderness you have to have a certain amount of money, and you risk that money upon dying instead of all your gear. And we'll just use as an example 2 times your death cost. Is that not a better system than the current system, where you keep your best 3, blah blah blah, and people?
I'm just saying,
either don't want good content in the wilderness. People don't want good content in the wilderness, or the risk is just too insane to use anything good in the wilderness for the average person.
I mean, you can. Yeah. The wilderness is fine as it is.
Yes, if you're competent, but
no, just don't take a lot of money. Don't take good shit.
Right, but don't you want people to take good stuff? Isn't that what? Wouldn't it be more exciting if people weren't? To take good stuff.
But I'm basically what I'm saying is that the wilderness isn't gatekept by the gear. Like, you can actually go into the wilderness and do a lot of stuff without having to risk anything.
Yeah, there's just not a lot worth doing, and there's not a lot worth doing because they don't invest dev time, and they don't invest dev time because people don't like the death mechanic.
All right, I think we're a bit off topic, but
yeah, we're so far off topic. Keep going. Save it for another day.
Stop derailing us, Gunner. Okay.
Yeah, it's my fault. Guilty.
All right, so we went through all the ancient summoning familiars. How do you guys feel that they're constantly adding onto crit chance? Do you guys think that they should, do you guys think that they should expand upon it, like crit damage, like crit effects, crit resets? For sure. Like, there are already some synergies in abilities that have to do with crit, but how do you guys feel about it, getting further expanded upon?
Could be interesting. I think imagine crit gizmos and I don't know.
Crit grizz? Wait, we have biting.
Yeah, I mean more variety.
Okay. I was like,
he means biting for Omid.
Oh, okay. So for example, a gizmo that would be every time.
I guess the when they were gonna do the rework to combat or whatever.
Weapon diversity.
Weapon diversity. They had a lot of different. Did they have crits and stuff?
There was a wand. The wand lowered your cooldown by 0.6 seconds of all abilities, I think, every time you crit.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember that.
I think.
Yeah, but I don't know. They could definitely expand upon it. It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But the hit cap is kind of already kind of an issue with our current gear, so
Grimoire would just go way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually interested in, because they're constantly adding onto crit. So I'm just wondering, will they add crit damage ever? Will they add other? Have they added any crit? Have they added?
Grimoire kind of does.
Well, yeah, Grimoire kind of does, but have they added any synergies with crit? In the past couple of years?
Not really. Maybe there will be a relic for it. We know 7 of the 26 relics?
Wait, no, we know way more, don't we? They only said they swapped out a couple, I thought.
So we have the list of all of them as they were at the time of RuneFest. But they said they've dropped a couple, notably the set effect one. And they've added a couple. So I think it's largely the same as the RuneFest list. So we'll see.
Okay, well, let's move on to the ancient invention. I'm wondering if the wiki has a list.
Huge. It's huge.
I'm wondering if
invention is scary to me, dude. I don't want to have to kill 10,000 Vindictas.
Too bad.
I mean,
it's
oh, you're right. You're talking from an Iron Man perspective. I was like, just buy it from the G, dude. What's the problem here? I don't get it.
I think we know it's 100%, right?
Do we?
After
I do. Unpopular opinion. I don't think.
You don't think it should be?
Yeah. I think it should be like, I don't think it should be anything ridiculous. I'm saying like 1 in 5 for Aftershock 5 and 4 in 5
combos.
for Aftershock 4.
You go for combos if you feel that way. So you can get Aftershock 4 Undead Slayer or Aftershock 4
That's
whatever.
fucking trash, dude. What do you mean?
But you use 8 Illujonkin and 1 of something else.
I mean, there already is Aftershock 3 combos that people use.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is that there will be the same for Aftershock 4.
I have a couple of Aftershock 2s on my Hardcore Iron Man because I went for some combos that didn't work out.
Did you give up and go for 5, or did you stick to it until you got...
I don't even remember how many I had. I definitely lost one recently. That's at death, but, you know.
God damn.
Yeah, I think I lost Aftershock 2 on my bladed dive switch. Feels bad. But, yeah. Iron Man is not very fun with that stuff.
Yeah, it does sound like it's not very Iron Man friendly.
Man, I don't like Iron Man. The term Iron Man, dude, that's what Iron Man is. The only time where I would say it's not Iron Man friendly, if it's like, if something like the Abomination cape is like a requirement for something, right? Like if it's something ridiculous, like having to get more components for new Aftershock, for like Aftershock 4 is fine for me. Like that's you're playing Iron Man, that's how it's gonna be.
It's fine. I just don't like it.
Oh, okay. Maybe you should play Mainscape then.
Nope. So unrewarding, just grinding for GP, dude.
True.
Unless you're like a completionist guy.
Give us untradeable benefits, untradeable unlocks, please. But so Ancient Invention, 4 new components, 3 known tools, which is Gunner.
What?
The 3 new tools, what are they? Kinetic,
the soil screener, the kinetic boot thingies,
dynamo, and
kinetic dynamo.
What was the third one?
I don't remember the third. Oh
yeah, ancient gizmos, and they all have.
I guess those count.
So the fragments can be traded. Do you know this, Ken?
The blueprints.
So the blueprints are made with.
Yeah.
So they're made in a similar fashion as the Surge and Escape codices, where you can use more fragments to make them tradable, or you can just use less fragments to make the untradeable version.
Okay.
So basically you can trade the blueprints, which is interesting. And also you can trade the components. You can pack the components in sets of 100 and 1,000, I think. Which is really weird, by the way, to me. The packs for components it come in 100 and 1,000. Why would anyone want that many? That makes me think. Sorry, what?
You can make like 100 of the boots if you buy like a pack of them or whatever. Is that what you're talking about? Like just have it like 100 packs, 100 sets of the materials.
Well,
you want that
you get the materials from artifacts,
the higher level
right?
artifacts.
So
wait, I think you're confusing things. I read that as material packs.
Wait, did I say material? I meant component packs.
I think the blueprints are stackable, aren't
Wait,
they?
I moved off blueprints.
Right.
So I'm talking about the components that you get from breaking down artifacts, right? The 4 new components: classic, historic, time worn, and vintage.
Yes.
Right.
Why would you want that many?
Yeah, you can pack them. So obviously the individual components are untradeable, but then you can pack them into 100 and 1,000.
Right.
So I thought I was under the impression that they're going to be rare, similar to Armador Bando's components. Right? I thought they were going to be very valuable components, but they're not.
I thought they were rare, similar to Refined or Nightly. Like they're not that rare.
Oh yeah, I mean
now how you make the gizmos, so they can't be that rare.
I mean, no one knows what the gizmos or the invention items require, but yeah, it's a very fair assumption to say that they require the new components.
Yeah, that's why I think you'll need a lot of them.
I was just like more thinking it from a perk perspective, right?
Yeah.
Like considering that it gives like furnace, right? So 2 of them, I forgot which ones. I think it's Time Worn and Vintage. Or I forgot which ones.
I mean, so there's probably a higher tier. There's definitely a higher tier furnace.
Do you think that you can get? Do you think that you can get a higher tier furnace with 5 component slots with the new components?
Probably.
You think so?
Yeah. Why not? +1.
I was just wondering.
I don't think so. Because then why would they bring out the new gizmos?
So you can
for
get
furnace 6.
7.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, can you? I mean, I assume you can use the new components in normal gizmos. No, wait, you can only. Oh no.
No.
Wait, do we?
You can only use them in ancient.
Where was this confirmed, dude? Suti's a J mod. Right like I don't know how he knows this. Maybe they were mentioned in streams and videos, but I've never heard these.
No, his NDA probably ran out yesterday at midnight. Probably. Anyway, well, that's interesting though. So you can only use it in the 9 slots. So.
Yeah. So do you guys think that? So some people are theorizing that, what's it called? What's the Saradomin dig site called?
Stormguard?
Stormguard is
Are you thinking Everlight?
Everlight. So do you guys think that Everlight is going to have Ancient Prayer and the Warforge is going to have Ancient Smithing?
Maybe someday.
Because there's a spear being released with Archaeology, right? And that's possibly from Warforge.
Yeah, I don't think it's from Ancient Smithing or Ancient Prayer.
I mean, thematically makes sense, right?
Right. I think it's just there's multiple tier 90 or tier 92 weapons or rewards that are outside the normal
so what do you think Everlight and Warforge are going to offer, since Infernal Source has Ancient Summoning and Stormguard has
Invention?
Yeah. And Caradet, I don't know. I mean, they're all going to have high level areas as well, so they have to have something.
Yeah, they do have to have something.
Do you guys think they're going to have something?
I don't think
as big as
in the way of no.
No?
No.
What about you, Ken? Do you think that they're going to have something as big as Ancient Summoning and Invention?
I mean, I can't imagine them not. Like if the other dig sites do have something special about them, I don't know why the other ones, like, they all wouldn't, basically. Like,
I don't know if it's going to be a skill though. Like an ancient skill. It could be.
You think it could be something?
I mean, it's not necessarily ancient skill. It's just like rewards for that skill mainly, right? Looking at it from a simple point of view.
I don't know.
So like each dig site could have something special, like
a skill related rewards, specific skill.
Yeah. I mean,
it'd just be weird to me that 2 of the 5 dig sites will have like big rewards like this, but the other 3 do not.
No, they're just milestones. I don't think it's weird that they would. It's just a milestone reward. I think
Isn't every dig site a milestone though?
Yeah, but it's, I don't know, more impactful to get to Stormguard or the Infernal Source.
Someone said Ancient Agility. What?
I don't expect anything as big as Summoning or Invention.
Do you think they're going to have dedicated rewards for a certain skill? Maybe not as big. Let's say like 3.
Not for a certain skill.
No?
No, just thematically, I think Warforge will have a lot of Bando stuff.
I think Warforge is going to have weapons and armor.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that's necessarily smithing related. I don't know if you'll have
you'll have to like
smithing.
Restore the artifacts and smith them together, kind of like a dragon plate body.
I think it's a reach that smithing will be involved at all.
Like it won't. Like I'm not saying you sit down and smith for like 100 hours to get the item you want. Just like how there's
gonna be a lot of I think
just like how summoning and invention aren't like you're not sitting down and actually training the skill to get what you want.
I think there's gonna be a lot of weapons and armor from Warforge. Yes.
And Everlight, what do you think? And Caradet?
Caradet's Zerosian. So
Zaros represents magic and prayer, but mostly magic. The ancient
Mostly magic, yeah.
So maybe new ancient spells?
New ancient spells.
Yeah,
dude.
that's possible.
That'd be cool.
Ancients.
Ancient. Yeah, actually ancient.
You heard it here first.
But then Saradomin is like prayer. So
yeah, that would be interesting. Well,
expanding on the normal prayer book.
Right.
Oh god.
Yeah. For existing.
Oh god. Wait, Soul Split falls out of meta because normal prayer book. Oh.
It's never gonna happen.
I mean,
I don't know about that one.
If okay, let me gather my thoughts.
You're gonna have to say some number outlandish for it to be better than having.
Let's say normal prayers are 5% more damage and more defense, but you lose out on Soul Split. Soul Split is probably the most broken thing in RuneScape combat. Let me just point out.
So that's what I'm saying is you have to pick some number so high.
Okay, 10%. 10% more damage. And you have great higher defense.
Yeah, it's
one of the downsides of Zealots.
It's going to be good wherever you don't already heal with Soul Split. So wherever you use Vamp Scrim to heal, basically. That's about it.
I mean,
you need Soul Split most places. So.
I mean, it's possible that it's better to res in certain spots and use that. Resing isn't that bad because of the getting an auto.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see. This is one of the things that still needs to come out is what is unique about those.
Sudi's about to leak it. Do it, pussy.
I was trying to give him an out. I was trying to say let's move on so he doesn't feel pressured.
Guys, someone wire this man some money and...
Ancient prayer?
Dude.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, he's basically confirmed it. Ancient prayer is real. Codices, dude. Tradable. Fragments. Boom.
So, about that Tetra Compass, guys.
Who the fuck cares about the Tetra Compass and the ugly ass hero item? How ugly is that hero item though?
I like it.
I didn't
simple.
see it. Give me a link.
It's simple.
It's simple and Resident Sleeper, whereas the other ones are like
Space and
poggies.
Time. Space and Time looks pretty awesome.
It's literally like a bronze matic with a red ribbon on it.
With a ribbon around it. Yeah, it's great.
Wait, let me see.
You're not gonna pay 10 bill for a red ribbon?
Where's the image? Someone linked the image. I can't find it. It looks like trash in my opinion. I was like surprised how bad it looked, to be honest.
I like the simplicity of it.
Mutated Soul Split. No, dude. No. Oh yeah, they posted it and Santa posted it.
Oh, it's like wood and steel with a red
ribbon on it. Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's like what is
this? Nice.
Really? Look at that wood. Is that oak?
Simplistic.
I'm not wielding oak, dude. I'm not putting my hands on oak. Look at that trash.
You don't want Nabinix Matic?
What?
I think it's Azanadra's.
Okay, Lowhound, calm down.
Alright, whatever. Space and Time does look really good though. And that's
hell yeah, dude. Even the pickaxe looks amazing as well. The Earth and Song pickaxe looks nuts.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, let's move on to Discord Q&A then.
Yeah.
We're actually there, dude. I think there's gonna be something. Like, there's no way they reveal everything. There's no way they reveal everything. There is
something. There is.
Yeah.
There are some things.
From our perspective, they've revealed so much, right? They've revealed 3 invention items, ancient gizmos, 4 ancient familiar. Like, they've revealed a shit ton, but there's got to be more.
Those have been in the works for a long time too.
Yeah.
Like this.
Oops.
We've been told they haven't revealed a lot, so it just gets me even more hyped.
All right. Next time, guys, get your questions in before the Q&A actually hits, please.
Maybe Archaeology is coming with God Wars 3 and we uncover God Wars 3.
I mean, we might find the door. I don't
Dude, it's gonna come. That trailer where it goes, war is coming. I was like, oh, I nutted, dude. I don't know about you guys. Did you guys nut?
What, the archaeology trailer?
At the end,
yeah,
where it heavily, is hinting at God Wars Dungeon 3.
I didn't realize, but I like the trailer. It's really good.
It's like dig deep.
I mean, I think it's more just Warforged, but
Ken heard dig deep exile.
Kelvin now.
So, since Gunnar isn't racing, will he be doing it efficiently and getting achievements done at the same time, or still rushing 200 mil? Good question, actually.
I'll probably be doing most of the achievements.
Really?
Yeah, I'll be playing enough though that I'll probably be a decent rank for the first week.
Arrogant. Disgusting.
I think it's safe to say if you're on 18 plus hours a day.
I think a lot of people are going to do 18 hours a day.
I think it's going to be less than 1,000.
Okay. Okay, you said decent rank. I didn't know you meant 1,000.
All right, not top 10. I won't be top 10. I won't be top 10.
Top 100?
Yeah.
You think top 100?
Yeah.
Arrogant. Wow.
In the first week? In the first week when I'm
while doing achievements, though. You said while doing achievements.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
all achievements.
I'm not gonna do every achievement.
Well, that's what he meant by that. Is being
no,
like,
he just said efficiently.
Efficiently is doing all achievements while you wait. Yes, it is.
No, it's not, because you need higher levels to do certain things. So you're gonna be going back and forth.
Okay, but what if there's something like, okay, the first artifact is a Bandosian fork, right? Okay, you have to restore 1,000 of them.
Then I'm not going to do that because
okay, so you're not doing it. You're not willing to do it efficiently.
No, because it's better to be a higher level to get the Matic precision upgrades.
Okay,
to get those Bandosian dust.
I'm just quicker. Using a theoretical. You're
right. Your theoretical is crazy.
Okay, so what is the answer? Are you gonna?
Efficiently doesn't mean staying at the level 5 area to finish the level 5 achievement. If you can get to level 120 and then get that level 5 achievement faster, it's worth it to level and then go back.
I'm just giving you a theoretical. It's very simple. You're just like...
Your theoretical's trash.
Okay, dude, I'm just going to move on. That was like the one. Do you guys think that Crystallize will be used if it works? I don't think it works, or else they would have said, right?
It also wouldn't be good, would it? Because you'd have to buy 100% of your material. Well, I guess if you're
you could just get the artifact, like...
Yeah.
I guess it goes back to that ratio thing that we were talking about.
Stevie said it doesn't work, so it doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't work.
Okay, we got some more questions. Why is Omid always talking over guests? Because...
It's Omid's podcast.
Yeah, it's my podcast. I can talk over whoever I want. If archaeology was to be expanded, what sort of ancient variants would you like to see the most? I like the sound of ancient smithing.
I think smithing just got a lot of upgrades with the
Mindsmith. I mean, sure, but it's what you like, not.
I'm gonna give Ken one. Ancient farming.
Ancient farming, dude. Yeah.
But like Raja Time is kind of ancient farming.
It is kind of ancient farming. That is true. You're farming dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Ancient Slayer.
I was gonna say
ancient demons.
Well, they do have
demons
the
are kind of
abyssal. They have the abyssal hound, right? Or abyssal. There's 3 of them. Abyssal Lord. I don't remember. There's 3 of them.
Wait, what are you? You're talking about the okay.
Shoguns.
Oh, okay,
Shoguns
yeah.
Abyssal Dungeon.
Well,
that could be. But I thought so when they first showed Infernal Source, I thought that the 3 new Abyssal Slayer monsters were going to be under the Infernal Source. Personally. But then when they showed, maybe they are.
I mean, in one of the teaser videos, they did say, make sure to bring your Dark Light for the Infernal Source.
Yeah, I think it's quite possible that...
Do you think that there's going to be like puzzles and stuff? For
Savage, Beast, and Lord.
No.
You don't think so?
I think there's puzzles. But puzzles in the way of use this item here, and then this item here, and then this item here. or slide this thing here and then mine this or excavate this fully, collapse this, and then move it back. Stuff like that. I believe.
Morning's End Part 2.
Yes, dude. Imagine a light puzzle and the whole dig poggers.
Oh my god.
Wait, I'd be so hyped.
All of
would you guys actually like that?
All of the dig sites. One big light.
Wait, all the dig sites like beam to the
Everlight.
To the I don't know. They all like you like have to like. Oh, dude. Wait. Okay, I got it. Okay, this is gonna sound insane. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh yeah. Every dig site has like a light, right? Like a light tower, and you have to guide this light down the dig site and towards the center of God Wars Dungeon 3. And all these dig sites will power God Wars Dungeon 3, and that's why the war occurs there.
That's actually what archaeology is based on. How'd you know?
Yeah, you figured it out, Omid. We're so proud of you.
Poggers. It's like a downwards freaking like light tower though. Dude, it would. Yes, dude. Yes, dude. Why are you guys? Why am I?
Dude.
Huh?
The potential. The potential of this update.
Yeah, the lore, dude. Think about it. It all ties together.
I was just thinking a 450 step light puzzle around the entire.
Yeah, I mean that's on, dude. Man,
I think Reddit would explode.
I would love that.
All 20 of your various shaped and colored crystals. Run them around.
Dude, I would kill for that. You know that. Like, I would actually kill people in RuneScape for that. I would like ancient, because I haven't answered yet, by the way, because you guys keep rudely talking over me. Okay. Ancient construction. Instead of reworking or expanding to 120, ancient construction.
What?
Ancient rooms and builds.
So you can make your wall like.
Not your wall. Like I can't think of stuff, but like things, dude.
Things and stuff.
Did you mean the potential of construction and PoE?
I think if they were to rework it at the same time.
No, I'm saying this instead of reworking it.
Well, but then you're just replacing things in your house and then you're done with it. It wouldn't have any lasting gameplay implication.
All right, listen here. All right. Are there any more questions? What is your favorite element of archaeology so far?
Probably the fact that you, it's not just like you visit a site and then you go to the next one. The fact that you go back and forth, I think that's a pretty cool aspect of it.
I like how it rewards exploration.
Okay.
That's it.
I think I like the variety in the rewards, in that if you get XYZ artifact, it might be more efficient to go for A bonus, but if you get, ABC artifact, it might be better to go for B bonus. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how people
you talking about collections?
Yeah, exactly. So
okay.
Like if you get lucky to complete one collection but unlucky to complete another, you might be better off going for this bonus or excavating this material, or vice versa.
I think it's like, do any of the rewards from archaeology benefit archaeology?
Yeah, the consumables for sure.
Consumables and outfit.
In the outfit, yeah.
Is there like relics, like the collection? Maybe one of the collections like give you an item that benefit. Like, other than like consumables and outfit, I don't see anything. Like, is there a new familiar that benefits archaeology? Is there a new?
I don't know.
I mean, wait. There is the invention item that benefits archaeology. The auto screening.
The soil screening.
Screening. So that technically does. So there's
So did you see what was just said?
What?
So Sudi was asked what his favorite thing was about archaeology, and without giving away too much, and all he said was vaults. We don't know what a vault is. That's interesting. What does that make you think of?
A D&D.
Makes me think of thieving, but obviously it's not. Ancient thieving.
Ancient
thieving.
Ooh. I think it's going to be interesting to have those elements that are incidental, right? You can't like try to get stuff. It just happens. I think that's going to make it exciting, at least for the week.
I like the idea of like ancient everything. No?
Yeah, so do I. No,
it's just like more rewards, more like content without like having to rework or add like I don't know. I don't know how to put it. Maybe you guys can work.
It's just more reward space. It's just more reward space.
Yeah. It's as simple as that, I guess.
It's like when they had player owned in front of everything.
Oh god, except for player owned in front of everything wasn't good in my opinion. Alright, so I think that is pretty much it. We're under 3 hours.
I know. Perfect.
Oh my god. Alright, so
that's probably a first.
Are there any questions in Twitch chat maybe that we can take before we go?
Or any answers from Sudi?
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't we just all ask Sudi questions?
Ken, you can pick one out. Only one though.
Oh, there's a good one already.
Really?
What do you think will drop the Dragon Maddox?
No one knows. Like, there's...
Yeah, I don't know. There's not really much, like, speculation to go on there, is there?
Is it going to be a boss or a Slayer monster? Or, like...
Slayer monster.
You think so?
Slayer monster. 1 in 5k. 1 in 5k Slayer monster.
I think
it's going to be a boss.
Yeah. I don't think it would be a boss.
What's a boss? What's a boss that's, like, high level, but, like, irrelevant?
Not rewarding. QBD.
QBD isn't hot. QBD is rewarding, isn't it, for its level?
QBD, but it's ancient.
Magister? I'll ban you, Wazzy. Do not say Magister.
No, it's gonna be the Abyssal Lord under the Infernal Source. Duh.
Hostilius?
Hostilius? Hostilius?
KK?
No. I don't know, actually.
I'm gonna guess a new Slayer monster.
Is it like a
new Slayer monster?
Yep, a new Slayer monster.
New?
Yep.
Ancient Slayer?
I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I'm gonna guess the Abyssal Slayer monsters.
No.
And it's the Abyssal Lord. That's my guess.
Why do you keep saying Abyssal Lord?
That's the highest level one. 115, I think.
Oh.
Maybe like God Wars Remastered is coming out with this. It's gonna be a drop on the God Wars Remastered drop table.
Ken, shut up, dude. What are you? Why are you guys trolling?
Well, what's a high level boss that doesn't drop anything? I don't
know.
Maybe
it is something new, but I don't know. I don't think it's gonna. Man, I feel like it's not gonna be anything new.
All right. Well, we'll see.
I feel like it'll be on a...
Dude, I'm getting kind of excited. Like, the more I think about it, the more like there's probably like it look like to us. I feel like it seems like they've revealed like 90% of the new content, right? But in reality, it could be just 10%. Like, imagine that. Like, imagine all we know is just 10% of the content and rewards.
I'd projectile vomit.
I'll projectile something else.
This is a family stream.
No, it's not.
It's not. Well, do you even have your mature content warning?
Yeah, I do,
less
actually.
Than half. Wow. All right.
50%. Wait, how does Rubik know? Wait, is Rubik under NDA as well?
Must
be. They both know more than we do. So,
dude, do you think that someone that's like play tested like sold the information that they know to like a 5.4 biller for like a couple of grand?
No.
Dude, there's gotta be like some rich like 5.4 biller.
That's tinfoil hatting.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's actually happened. I mean, I'm just saying like.
Of course, it's possible. I don't think that it happened.
Interesting. Because Jake's probably never gonna know about it as well. So. All right. We're gonna end it here. Thank you for watching, guys. You can find ITrolledU on twitch.tv/ITrolledU, and his Twitter is right there below his name. I'll post his stuff after I end my stream. Yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Make sure to tune in to either me, ITrolledU, or Mike, who will probably be like hardcore racing for 200 mil. Wait, are you gonna be streaming?
Omid.
Okay, are you gonna be streaming? Okay, he's not gonna be streaming. Wait, are you gonna be streaming?
I do plan on streaming. I took the week off. Why
okay,
not?
well, I still don't care.
All right, bye, guys.
No, because I highly recommend it, because streams usually act as a funnel for information. So if you want to like hop onto something that's really good, make sure to hang out in their chat, because you'll be able to capitalize on whatever method or item gets leaked. Of these three, Omid will be last. Say my rank. Say my rank, Rubik. What number am I? What number is Ken?
His ego's too
what
big.
number
His
is
ego's too big. His ego's too big.
Huh? Bitch?
How do I end someone else's stream?
Ranks, dude.
How do I end someone else's stream?
Add the ranks together. Who's the lowest combined rank?
I think.
Of all the
I think
you know why I have
by quite a bit.
I don't know who.
Anyways, yeah. Thank you, Ken, for coming on, and thank you for watching, guys. See you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.